No fake these, no perpetrate. I know it's real cause now they hating. Yeah, I'm feeling so lucky. Yeah, I know it's a gamble, ain't nothing we can't handle. Cause you got what I want and all I want is you. You got that kind of love that make me wanna improve. What am I gonna do? Baby, I shoot you. Baby, I shoot you. My love, you want I'm feeling love. I'm feeling love.
Come on, Sue!
Waiting on you, baby, I'm waiting on you. Waiting, just take that time. Our years have just begun. You got me feeling like you're the one. Oh, you're the one, 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 you're the one. Just take that time. Our years have just begun.
Open mic.
I just hit 21. You're the one. 21, 21, 21. Like you're the one, 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 you're the one. Oh, you're the one.
We live on the YouTube right now. Yeah, let's. You can go to YouTube and go to our Uptown Open Mic page. We got plenty of videos and stuff like that. I'm gonna play another performance while we upload it, while we getting right. North Philly Empress.
B Vicky, what's up? Tell the folks that we got online.
You guys never heard number one.
I just want to
Tonight I will read to you number one. Respect my mic, please.
Family of Philly and beyond.
North Philly Empire, North Philadelphia, Philadelphia, USA. I am pleased to announce the unification of the North Philly Empire. I am delighted to inform you that we are here to reclaim our empire and our ability to move forward is now.
So what's good with everybody? You feel me? You trying to jump on my live, you can.
I would like to introduce myself. I'm Empress Jasmine Nicole. I am from the trenches of North Philly, born and raised, 16th and Lehigh, 19132. I am the North Philly Empress. I claim the throne and I am here to make a difference. It's time for less talking and more implementing. I am here to help rebuild our fallen empire with the help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If there's more mental stimulation, there's less focus on fornication, adultery, and violence. This message is Philadelphia, okay. North Philly Empire. North Philly, Philly, USA. The following zip codes: 19120, 19121, 19122, 19123, 19130, 19132, 19133, 19134, 19136, 19138, 19150. If you're curious about the 15 dots on my face, there you go.
So we about to get it rolling.
Here everywhere else. Here in North Philly, everyone's
Right now,
version
it's a
of
North Philly
opportunity is
Empress
different. You get it how you get it. It's well known and it's well respected.
performance going
Clearly,
on
everywhere
on
else
YouTube
isn't opportunistic as North Philadelphia.
and on
And I know
Twitter.
personally because when I'm surfing my own wave, people say I'm acting
I'm about to
different. When
share
really, I'm from North Philly and I'm
the
extremely
Instagram
optimistic.
screen.
I would know for myself, my family, and my empire. I am not acting different because I want to take salmon on a biscuit, maybe fly to West Africa just to take Monfay, peanut butter stew with some jollof rice, fufu, and a side of cassava leaf and purple ginger juice. Are we different because we have ambitions? I want to be a skywriter, a frequent flyer miler, inshallah offering salat on a different island.
Yes.
I am not apologizing because we're different. I'm allowing you to understand our optimistic, opportunistic perceptions on moving forward. I'm a different type of empress. I earn and spend my royalty wisely. I enjoy looking good, but I don't enjoy blatantly wearing expensive shit, excuse my French, not for my people who are stuck in the trenches. I'd rather be basic, not spending niggardly, not making a statement, nor do I want to make poor people feel more poor than they already are. There are limitless possibilities beyond the mind can imagine. I envision bringing my entire village to the shore. I want them all to clear their minds in that ocean water. Allah Akbar. Moving forward, we are able to get our affairs in order. It is time to cash out in exchange for beneficial income. It is now time we help the hood out for the sake of the law, for the sake of God, God's sake. We do not seek assistance from national funding, state funding, nor city funding. The law provides. It is now time to rebuild our fallen North Philly empire. My dear, may Allah have mercy on you. It is time to call the people to truth, to call the people to patience, and stand tall to any obstacles coming our way while moving forward. It is now time to get your bread and your mind together. Hustle hard, utilize your talents. I am here to help for the sake of Allah. If there is more mental stimulation, there is less focus on violence. The time to move forward is now. Alhamdulillah.
Hold it down.
She still live in New Orleans?
I believe so.
That's what's up. For me, she and the people got out early.
I was just thinking it.
So I'm about to pause her poem and bring it to here, share this tag. Boom. So yeah, there we go. It's Uptown Open Mic. We around. Who trying to perform? Who trying share their art? You feel me? We here. There's a lot of stuff going on as far as, you know, the world. They trying to take people's distract people, take their power away, trying to switch up, you know, what we believe in, trying to switch up the focus. So one thing that's super important is art. One thing that could change the revolution. Yo, Ziggy Knuckles, what's up, bro? Let's go. How about you get up on here?
What's up, Ziggy? Much love.
See what you guys say. We miss
Definitely missed the
a
people.
bunch of part. Yeah, we miss the people in Philly.
You know, some people we don't. But for the most part,
Can't right now. No, it's all good. It's all good.
no, it's all good. Right now, we just provide an opportunity and space for people that want to perform. You know, maybe you want to perform a song. Maybe you just want to share in the comments what you have going on, etc. You know what I mean? Ask questions, whatever. It's real life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
What?
Like last time.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying at the beginning. So hold on, I'm
We inviting more people into this room, into this live. If you know anybody interested, that's an artist, share this live. The whole purpose is that we want to pick a winner to come to Puerto Rico for our in-person concert, and basically everything is all paid for. Flight, stay, you get to be a featured artist, and it's a 12-week series, so each week we pretty much kind of like picking somebody from live, or the night that we believe was the best. Last week we decided that Mickey J was the winner from last week. She was spitting her own music and freestyling off the top. We had a few other people join us as well. However, each week we're going to be choosing somebody, and then after that, we're going to pick a final winner, a grand prize winner, rather, at the end of the 12th week series competition.
Yo, Loso, what up, bro? Laylo, what's good?
What up, Laylo?
Y'all just joined in at the same time. Oh, cousins.
How you doing tonight?
You got some flows,
Oh,
bro?
let me turn this joint around. Hold on, let me.
Okay.
Let me go.
Speaker.
Yo, hey. We in the studio cooking something. Yeah, we ready.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, let's get a little sample though.
All right.
Sample. What's good?
All right, this time Coke, me and Coke working on right now. Let me see.
Yeah, what's up with y'all, man? I
Here go
see y'all
Coke handle like Coke.
Hey, I'm chilling. Last time we out.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's where I need to be at.
Right. You already know you belong.
That's what's up, though, man.
When we hit the joint,
Yeah, play that shit, yeah.
All right.
Spanglish.
let me turn it around.
And you know I'm yours. La mirada tuya lo dice todo. Yo quisiera darte una nueva vida, solamente que sea mía. Donde nadie encuentre tu mano y fea. Ven conmigo, tu lelo, no eres mía. Yo quisiera darte una nueva vida, solamente que sea mía. Donde nadie encuentre tu mano y fea. Ven conmigo, tu boca, tú eres mía. Baby, come ride with me, que tú quieres. Baby, you drive me crazy, loca, voy a go see this chocha. Yo sé que quieres. Baby, whatever you need, whatever you dream, you can have it all, take it to the mall, watch you spend it all, baby, we gon' go. Baby, today is for me, you everything I need, all I wanna do is please, I can make you believe, dale más ven aquí, baby, too hot, too spicy, so they dribble like ice cream, fuck it, bad, see the last, over me, spend this cash, I'm the best you ever had, can't deny me the crash, that did I be like, wish they had.
Yeah, though.
Right.
I had spoke to Coco. I told him last week I was wrong with y'all.
Definitely a vibe.
Huh?
Yeah, no, that joint definitely a vibe though. I like
Yeah, that joint is Spanglish joint.
Yeah, no, but I think that's dope. You feel me?
You got when y'all drop, you gotta send me that joint when y'all dropping so I can get it to some DJs out here. Yo, no 215, what up?
Here now.
But yeah, I could get it to some DJ. You know, in Puerto Rico they play that Spanglish like crazy. You feel me? If that joint catch on out here, bro, you feel me? You see what Bad Bunny did on the island. All you gotta do is just come out here, drop the song. You could do a video in Philly and PR or whatever, or something like that.
Yo, for this joint, we willing to fly out there to for this joint right here.
Yeah.
Now for sure, bro. And that joint, I got a bunch of people that's in the connections out here where y'all could get interviewed too on some podcasts, and you know, have that song in rotation already, so when y'all come out they already know or are familiar with you and familiar with it.
All right, let's see when we done. If you down, I'm down. We'll go real quick, do a video and come back.
Yeah, yo, we should be done this joint by like next week, so we send this shit to y'all and y'all let us know.
We gonna vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
what's
right.
up, family.
Yeah, no, that's definitely. I always love to like figure out how we could, I don't know, incorporate y'all music or y'all sound, just because it was so different. You feel me? As far as adding the Spanish, like of course we got hip hop, but it'd be mainly in English. So it's like by that extra Spanish flow or just extra. You feel me? That signature sound. I think that's super dope, and y'all definitely can expand with that in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that shit is like a
And all the Latin islands, all the Latin Hispanic islands.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Yep. Yep.
All right, family. I guess we'll keep it.
All right, yeah, I'm
When
gonna
it's
let y'all
done,
finish
we're gonna
cooking
send you
up,
that link.
man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Man.
All right, for sure. Yeah, that's
Good
what's
one.
up,
Thanks
man.
for sharing with us too.
I'm open mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's dope. You feel me? That's dope.
Definitely.
Lay low and Loso, yeah, Coco Loso.
Coco Loso and Lay Low.
So that's good. Who else trying to come up on the live with us?
What's up? What's up? How y'all feeling tonight? Right now, that's what we doing.
Rodriguez.
We inviting people to come up, share what you got going on, share your music, share your art. Just let us know.
Hey! I have no idea. It's just my live popped up.
Yo,
Okay, y'all.
Well,
What are y'all talking about?
welcome.
What's the topic of discussion?
It's amazing.
listen, we try and hear people's art. You feel me? And they talent. You do poetry or you sing?
No.
Or you rap?
So I'm in the military. So I do none of that.
Oh,
no.
okay.
But I support it. I'm here for it. Where are you guys located? Where's you located?
Yeah, we in Puerto Rico right now, but we used to run an operation in
Okay, so that's probably where I started following y'all from. So my best friend's in Philly. I'm always in New York for Soul in the Horn.
Okay.
All that like vibes. So that's probably like how I started following you guys. I was like, no, I'm not artsy. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, not artsy.
But most military people be having like a little creative.
I do police in the Navy usually. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I grew up. I wish I played like basketball. It wasn't me. It wasn't it. It wasn't it. I think I played like in kindergarten the clarinet, and that was the requirement for being an elementary school. It was nothing beyond that. No. No.
Right. So, but it seemed like you could tell compelling stories.
Yeah, I love people. I tell people I could talk to
you got the captivating energy.
So I love talking. You know, like my craft is definitely people. I guess like would be my poetry thing. Like it's just talking to people, getting to know people, interacting with people, different walks of life. I've been in the Middle East, loved it. America's y'all. It is not it. Yeah, it's not for us. This is not for us. We're just here like residing, paying bills. That's it. So in America, in the U.S.
Where?
At all.
Oh yeah, the States. Yeah, I mean it's def our land, but you know, people get manipulated for some earthly treasures. You feel me? They be forgetting righteousness and the order. You feel me? God.
I don't even know if I want U.S. to be in though. Like that's fine. I'll take my original territories: Dominican Republic, Africa. You know, a little bit of wherever I came, Bahrain, little Egyptian territory. I'll come from all. I don't even know.
Yeah. I used to live in Bahrain though, for real. That's interesting. I lived in Bahrain from kindergarten to third grade.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it over there. I love it over there.
For a little bit like this.
But
USA, they can keep it. It ain't for me.
Oh, word. You saying that under oath? Like,
I always pick my orders to be overseas, so.
Okay.
I would everybody that has ever been like deployment, like I would prefer to be in the Middle East than here. All day. Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's what's up.
For sure.
Dominican.
Puerto Rican?
Yep. I'm from an island.
Oh, you Dominican. Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
you're woken up to where
exactly.
you know where you come from. We're all from the same place at some point.
Basically the same thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah.
Oh, so what's one thing about the like the military or from your perspective that people like got messed up or like they don't see clear or that
okay. So
like people should know
I normally
more about?
I'm in the Navy. I normally do police in the Navy. So that's always a conversation, a topic itself. But again, I'm in the military. I'm military police. You don't really
So
see
you miss
military
officers?
police on CNN News. You know what I'm saying? It's, of course, usually civilian side, you know, but it's the same, usually like structure, rules, or regulations. That they're still very similar, right? But what I will say is I always give this analogy to people because right now I'm on recruiting orders, which means I'm just trying to get people to join the Navy. But I always give an analogy, and a lot of families, I'm in Pennsylvania right now. The black people ain't woke. There's no culture. There's no diversity. It is what it is. It's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You know, I'm always in DC a lot. I go to Chicago a lot. I go to Detroit just to like get a little bit of culture. I grew up in the South, born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, grew up in Tennessee. So I'm from the South, you know, so I live in PA right now. I'm a country girl.
You're a country girl.
A country motherfucking girl. I grew up, I actually went to, back on it, you know, it's, I went to elementary school with literally, KKK members. I grew up in the backwoods of very country towns. And then my mom was like, hey, we got to move, you know, so elementary school, you know, my skin's the same color I live now, but my mom's a little lighter. Like she didn't experience that. So I was like, what is this little boy just pulling my hair every day at the end of the table? Mom's like, no, I gotta move you. And at that point it was just too late. Like the color was already there. So I grew up in backwoods country Tennessee. I've experienced that, I've witnessed that, but eventually I lived in Nashville, loved it, melting pot, you know. But a lot of people like, I don't want to join the military because either Obama's serving or Biden's serving, whoever's serving. But the analogy I give them is, let's say you work at Walmart. Do you know your CEO? As a little low cashier, making $13 to $15, maybe $17 an hour, do you know the CEO of Walmart? And they'd be like, no. I don't know the president. Right. I don't know the POTUS. Yes, I'll respect his or her orders appointed over me. I don't know Biden. I don't know Obama. I don't know Trump. I don't know Clinton. Yes, that's my boss, but my paycheck is getting paid either way. Now what I personally do in my house is not dictated on my paycheck. And I say that to say that every 4 years, it's going to change as POTUS. It's going to happen. It part of being a democracy, living in America. That's the luxuries we have. But my pay level, which is under $120,000 a year, I'm not affected enough of who's in office and tax this and tax that, and it's not. I work for.
It's not right. Like you said, it's not affecting you right now, so it's not.
So when people are like, I don't want to join the military because I don't want to serve for Trump, or I don't want to serve for Obama, or I don't want to serve for Biden, that's great. I don't serve for them. That's my boss. I have no idea who them jokers are. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea who them jokers are.
Serve for people, right?
That's a good point.
Because
that's a good perspective.
They're paying my bills, but then because I'm DOD. Who pays my bills? The Department of Defense is pays my bills. It ain't Biden or Trump. My bills are paid from the Department of Defense. So it don't matter who's in office. My bills are still going to get paid no matter what. Now, do I align my views with the president? That's my business. I'm still
going. Right. That's your own political business. Somebody just came with a question for you though, or a statement, and then do you agree or not? Say Democrats don't treat the military as good as Republicans. It's fact. Okay.
I'll be politically correct and say that I think that if you look historically, when we go in time of war, people that come out of war, when we're benefiting as a country, sure, you can put a party on that. But again, at lower level management, which is what I am, it don't matter to me. Republican, Democrat, again, my paycheck is still the same. An E1 in the Army, E1 in the Navy, E1 in the Air Force, the Space Force, we are all paid the same, honey. It doesn't matter who's in. Y'all, it's a new
Wait,
thing.
you said Space Force?
Yeah, the Space Force. Yes.
Damn. Yo, I ain't never heard of this Space Force.
Army, Air Space Force.
Yeah. Nah, my pops was in the Navy like for like 30 years or whatever. He retired.
Wow. So he was
Lieutenant Commander or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, he did LDO though, so he was he LD. Yeah, he enlisted. Yeah. So he was away a lot. That's how I was in Bahrain. I grew up in Bahrain, and Okinawa, Japan.
Yes.
Africa. Yeah. So wait, Space Force been around since Reagan?
Space Force was just established, I think, like a year or two ago, where they were recruiting new people. Trump declares them official fifth branch.
Right.
Okay, yeah. No, I think they just started like actively recruiting in the past 2 years. Actually, I want to say the past year.
Yeah, because I didn't know nothing about that. I even did like
I think that's why I follow you.
Naval RT.
There you go. You know her? I know her. That's how. Okay. Nah, now.
Oh, word.
It doesn't matter.
Yo, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Diamond Study.
Okay,
you got the
Diamond,
facts.
Want to look it up? What doesn't matter.
Right, I'm about to put Diamond Study on this joint too.
Getting at it doesn't matter if you Google or not Google. We're talking about she might have got in at the end of the conversation. Oh, there she goes. Miss Diamond. Yeah. The conversation wasn't is Space Force a branch. The conversation was does my leader affect me? I'm taking care of Trump's in office, Biden's in office at my lower ranking pay grade.
So what I will say to chime in, no, I joined this live because I actually saw, I was like, who is Coral on live with? Let me jump in here to see what's going on. Mm-hmm. But what I will say is that she's absolutely correct. You know, her boss is her boss based on who is the commander-in-chief of the military. Everybody knows that the president technically is the commander-in-chief of all our forces.
At my pay grade, I'm not effective.
And everybody knows, like, depending on your rank, E1 through E9, whatever your officer rank is, you're locked into a certain pay rate, depending on how many dependents you have, whether it's your marriage or your children. So depending on, and also based on where you live at too. So it's a couple of factors that play into how much money that you're going to get from the military. And you're guaranteed to get a check on the 1st and the 15th. That's the only thing that holds to be true, no matter who's in office. You're guaranteed to get a check on the 1st and the 15th. From my first,
you in the military?
She's educated. She knows.
So former. So what I will say is that in times of turmoil in the country, it's a proven fact that under Republican leadership, the military gets treated better. And that's just bottom line. Like, the Republicans treat the military better. The Democrats use the military as their own, personal police force. You know what I'm saying? And they use the military to basically cause ruckus and to keep drama in the country. If anybody has any history about Black people in general, if you look this up, South Carolina actually had the first member of Congress that was a Black man that was a Republican. So on paper, if we want to look up who has been elected into, federal level Congress to represent Black people, the Republicans were the first party to actually allow Black people to have a federal seat. And
what's so crazy is the most elected as Republicans.
Right.
No, the thing
Black people was always Republican.
Traditionally,
anyway.
based on traditional values, Black people should be Republican for a plethora of reasons. Because first off, we believe in Jesus Christ. We believe that, like, God comes first, God, then wife, husband, then kids, then everybody else. So any party who does not believe the word of God to be true, I can't stand with them. Primarily, like, I feel bad for women in the military now, biological women, since they are letting trans women, share the same facilities. Like, I feel like no woman should have to go to shared showers and see a dick slanging. That's just me personally.
What I will say before you
I don't think that's just
hold on.
What I think a lot of people agree with that. Also, sports.
I will say,
but go ahead.
And the regulation right now is whatever your preference is. I have not seen, I will say, let me rephrase this because somebody might be on here that's been like, well, that's not true. I will say in my area where I recruit, I have not seen anybody get in, male or female, he, she, them, they, whatever the pronouns is, that's not fully transitioned. So now, right, back in the day, years ago, I have friends.
Now, what I can,
hold on. I have friends who transition while I'm, and again, that goes back to who's in office, what they believe in. I get it, but right now, I don't want to take away from the past. But when you brought that topic up, what I will say is for the most part, the requirement for most branches, there might be a little loophole here and there. You have to be fully transitioned for that exact reason why you said, if I identify.
Now what I disagree with is, you know, like I got, and I was born, now, like, check it out. One of my best friends does the same thing that you do, and he's higher ranking than you. He's like an E7 or some shit, right? And I talk to this man like at least, you know, once a week or something just to shoot the shit and catch up. And what I find it highly egregious is that they are allowing these transgender people to not have to deploy and not have to and get to take these weird ass breaks. So it's like the transgender people have more rights than me as a black woman. I was black first. So before I ever decided to want to be anything else, I was born a black person. And I think that it's highly egregious that people who identify as T have more rights than black people. Now, L, G, and B is sexual orientation, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and all of that stuff. That's considered gender identification. They should never group sexual orientation and gender identification with the same group of people because it doesn't coincide, it doesn't mix, it doesn't match, right? It's not the same. It's not the same thing.
2023. And everyone can CNN, Google, whatever.
I don't care what. Honestly, I don't care what year we're in. I don't care what year we're in.
Oh wait,
right? Because
we gotta have one person talking at a time.
Sexual orientation, because initially the conversation was military driven, and we're going out sexual orientation is how it usually happens when we get into these topics, which I don't want to take away from that. But what I will say is, you could Google it right now. All branches are in a deficit. This generation of young people don't want to serve the, what I'm saying is it has nothing to do with transgender, it has nothing with gay, it has nothing with lesbian. It's just a different time and gender. Hold on,
check it out.
Well, let me say something. A lot of youth, they not going, like, they know the like my pops was in the Pentagon on 9/11 and shit like that, right? He got a little jaunt. But then when you find out it's an inside job, then if you find out it's an inside job, then, or if there's theories that it is, then that's not going to inspire a bunch of people of the next generation to go up. And also the treatment of veterans. Like the veterans ain't treated that good either. So
treatment of veterans, like the fact that there are homeless veterans throughout this country that have lackluster accommodations when it comes to housing, when it comes to homelessness, when it comes to education. Because, like, you got some people who legitimately, you know, have PTSD and they so far gone in the head that they're not mentally inept to, they're not, hold on, hear me out here, hold on, please, because I allowed you to have the floor, so it's my turn.
I didn't finish it, though.
Okay, I'll pass the mic back to you.
I'll pause for a second. 90 days after boot camp. Do you think somebody that's passed boot camp deserves the title of a veteran?
But I feel like this.
What some people?
Okay, so let's hold on.
But that's schematics though. That's arguing schematics. What we both talking about.
We're not.
So theoretically, 180 days in the military gives you veteran status. Like, that's their rules. That's their policy.
That is.
So now, what I will say is this. The fact that our country is taking money and giving it to Ukraine and giving it to migrants instead of taking care of American citizens, people who have probably went and fought for the world, whether it was the Vietnam War, whether it was World War II, whether it was the Desert Storm War, whether it was any type, like even people who didn't technically fight in the war but were deployed and taken away from their family for weeks on months on end, and they're coming back and they're not being able to transition into society, and there's all of this money for everything and everybody else. That would not inspire me as a person that's of age that could potentially join the military to want to join, because I already see how they treat people who have actually got out there and stuck it in the mud and fought for their people. And also
Because
and then also
the GI Bill not going to do it enough. The GI Bill got a lot of people into the military, but it ain't about to do it.
Men. Like if all this soy that they're putting in food is making men more feminine, so you have a lot of men who don't want to do manly things anymore. You have men who would rather sit at home and work from home and have a computer job and take phone calls like they're at a call center instead of doing traditional men's work like construction or building something or doing something that is typically stated, hey, this is a masculine type of job. This is what men should be doing. Men have been so feminized, and they have been.
Society says.
Wait, hold on. Let
men have.
Hold on.
Men have been,
because we could talk.
Men are not playing the traditional role of a man anymore in the household, outside of the household. Like men have gotten weak, and I attribute that to like a lot of females being nurturing, because a lot of females have, you know, the male to female ratio, they will accept anything and they'll take upon these men like their son and take care of a dude. Like I know women, you know, low self-esteem, might be a little bit heavy set, might not be on the attractive side of the spectrum, but they own homes, cars, you know, and they got a little bit of paper. So they'll go pick up a dude, let him drive her car all day while she's at work, and, you know, essentially take care of this man like he's her son, drip him out in all the designer, buy him PlayStations, buy him food, so on and so forth. And these men are not doing what's necessary in order to hold the title as men. You know what I'm saying? Like men are not being men anymore. Men are not playing the traditional role as a man. And no.
So is man a gender? Is it a gender thing?
Not men being present in their life.
And you know, the thing is, a lot of men don't have examples of what it is to be a man. And like you have some women who don't have good examples on what it is to be a good woman. Like, so just like there are men who have great examples of, there are a lot of women out here who don't have a great example of what it is to be an upstanding woman because of the type of things that they see on the TV, that they see on their phone when they're scrolling all day, because certain things are fed to you. And what I know about the human brain and how humans are programmed, they do what they see on a regular. So if you're showing me this on a regular and you're showing me basically I can go shake my ass, walk around half naked and act a certain way, and these men are supposed to shower me with gifts and supposed to trick off their money and spend their money on me, I'm not going to be psychologically conditioned to think that I'm supposed to go home and take care of my kids and take care of the family and be submissive to my husband. Because a lot of women don't really understand what it means to be. A lot of men don't really understand what it means to be submissive to your husband, because when they hear the word submit, they're programmed to think that somebody is telling you what to do. Somebody is bossing you around. They make it synonymous with orders. But submitting to your man and submitting in a relationship means letting somebody who is a little bit stronger take the leadership role, because man was created first. Woman came from man, and she came from his rib, which is underneath him, came from a part of him so he can hold her close. Like a lot of people have taken away the traditional structure of the way God created people to be. You know what I'm saying? That's why the world is going in the capacity that it is, because nobody is living the way that God intended and created us to live. We hate the word of God because it doesn't align with our truth, because what makes us feel good and what makes us happy. So we twist and turn and we make what's applicable in the word based on how we feel at the time. But if we really took God's word for what it is, because the word of God has not changed, it has not flip-flopped, it has been the same since the beginning of time. If we as people started adhering to the word of God and doing what God instructed us and doing what God told us to do, then maybe our lives would be a lot better. Like God has torn up nations of people. He has, like, look at the people in Jericho, for example. Like the walls of Jericho were so thick, people like lived in the walls. Like they literally had apartments and stuff dug out in the walls. Like the walls in Jericho were so thick, but the people there were wicked. They weren't doing what God said. And after 7 times around, the walls fell, right? And then God put a curse on Jericho and said that whoever tries to go rebuild Jericho, the firstborn son will die. And if they put the gates up there, then the lastborn child will die. And what happened years later when Jericho was about to be reconstructed? Look at all of the deaths that had, because people didn't believe in the prophecy.
Okay, preach, preacher. You feel me? So let's pause right there. Let's go. I think that Cora got something. You got something to say? Thanks for being patient.
What I would say is, I know the female talking on the phone very well. Yeah, we got.
You knew me. The thing is, like, you knew who I was. When you were actively
I was just going to say that. Hold on. I let you speak. Hold on.
Oh, wait.
I let you speak. I knew who she was at some point in time. I've known her, oh my God, well over 15 years now. Easily, I'm about to be 32. Well over 15 years. We have known each other at different points, places, stages. We either meet on different levels, understand, or try to comprehend on different levels. This is a new Salida, and I'm here for it. I'm here for her path, for her journey. I definitely disagree based on how I live my life. And I don't live my life super like set in one way. I believe with some of the things she's saying. I believe that some people are meant to play a role, whether male, female, head of the household. In a sense, they're always going to be a provider, whether male or female. We got into the trans conversation a little bit. Like, I just feel like forget a title of who has to wear the pants in a sense. But yes, I do agree that at some point, I'm not going to pay all the bills and you're not going to be doing this, or you're not going to pay all the bills and I'm not going to be doing that, right? Like, I don't think that with the society we live in now and how I tied it into about recruiting and how weak our kids are now and don't even want to serve their country, they sure as hell don't have gender roles back in 1930, which is what it was. In the 30s, definitely. A man goes to work, a woman stays at home, makes the babies, cooks and cleans. That is not the society we live in. And you are lucky if you find a male or a female that believes that. There are males who are okay with being a CEO at home, raising his kids on his computer, and a woman is a lawyer. Or maybe she works at McDonald's. I don't know. We are in a different society than that mindset. I get the basic mindset of it. Male roles, female roles, head roles, supporter roles.
Yeah, but I think that the bottom line of it though, because I'm just making full circle. Because nothing that y'all saying is wrong. You feel me? But what Diamond is talking about is based on this biblical literature right here. You feel me? And now we this is why I don't wait, hold on, sis. Hold on.
Diamond who she sleeps with. Hold on,
because this ain't Bible study, but I think that having a Bible study
but we can't would be cool too. Pick and choose when we religious, because that's Diamond who she sleeps with. We can't.
Actually, let's move forward. Diamond has been living a life of celibacy for the past 2 years because I've been working on myself internally and I've been working on building my relationship with Christ. So I choose not to fornicate, not because I can't, because it's people who throw pussy at me, it's dudes who try to holler at me, so it's men and women who both try to procreate with me. However, I choose not to because now I have a greater understanding of Christ and I understand what soul ties is, and I understand what making these spiritual connections can and cannot do for a person. And I choose for myself personally that my salvation is worth more than me having some type of climax. I choose that my relationship with Christ is more than me licking on some vagina or getting mine licked or strapping somebody down. I choose that where I see myself at the throne of Christ is greater than me in the physical and laid up with some type of female. Yes,
and I'm with that. I'm with that for you, Diamond. But what I'm asking, are you ready to submit to a man? Are you ready to submit to a man? Biblically, are you ready to submit for you and do what the Bible says as a woman is to procreate and to make babies on this planet? Are you ready to lay your ass down, be a female, and to submit to a man? Hold on, since she wants to go biblical,
you know what, honestly,
Diamond, are you ready to do it?
Let's go biblical back, Diamond, and then
came to me right now, and you know, he put someone in my life, and he spoke to me, and he directed me that I need to move my path. I'm going to move with the word of God, not move with what I like, because moving in temptation, that's how the devil tricks us, because the devil knows what we likes. The devil knows what type of women that I've always been attracted to. So you don't think that he puts those type of women in my presence?
I agree. I agree. So what I'm saying, you don't think that the devil, you need to pick the straight woman.
All right, so with that, but with her point, though, if you're gonna go at the base of the holy book, it's like the thing where it says Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. So
exactly,
that's Eve and Yvette.
And don't be biblical. Hold on.
It's
don't
like
be biblical. Beneficial for you.
Took it there. Yeah, Coral. Go
don't be. Do you eat fish? Sinning. Do not quote me on no motherfucking Bible. That's why I don't play
if you want to know what my diet is, how about you tune into Tiffany Montgomery and you'll know how we do a water fast from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and raw fruits and vegetables only, because we need to clean out our mind, our body, and our spirit. So if you would like to know what my personal habits are, please ask me, and I'll be more than happy to share them with you and everybody else on this live.
But you have yet to
y'all got the best. Y'all got the best reunion on live. Wait, hold on.
Man, which is what you have yet to admit that you are ready to
I'm not ready to fornicate with anybody, so let's start there. I'm not a place in my life, spiritually, mentally, or emotionally, where I.
So what are we talking about?
Yo, lady, yo, Diamond.
You don't get to have it both ways, Salita. You don't get to be submissive to God when it's beneficial to you, but still dress like a boy and not to be
girl. Stop! You just mad? I don't want to fuck
you. Don't.
Wait, Diamond. Yo, Diamond, you got, cause I did count, cause I'm keeping a tracker here. You did talk for like 5 minutes
in your religious journey, but do not shame me for mine, because you're not living 100% in your truth. You don't get to pick and choose your Bible verses, sweetheart. That's not how it works. You don't get to do that. So I'm with you in your journey. I haven't judged you, but do not judge me because I'm not on the path you're on when you're not still living yours 100% true per the Bible that you want to quote to me. Yeah. I'm not going to quote you Jehovah's 2:20:12 or 13:10 at the 2 cents of whatever the fucking whatever. I'm not doing that to you. So don't do that shit to me on this fucking live.
First off,
I've never done that to you, so don't do that.
Let's be clear. Never did I once come out and say, Coral, these are my gripes or my stripes with you. I spoke on what God said.
You heard it.
Y'all heard it. Hold on.
Wait, hold on. Let me say this. Coral, and Diamond. All right, so they say, and it's funny because it's in multiple literatures. It's in the Bhagavad Gita. Buddha talked about it. Jesus talked about it. Muhammad talked about it. But anyway, it's like when you throw a rock into a crowd, you feel me? The one who got hit is the one that's gonna holler. And so all Diamond did was come on and express. All Diamond did was come and express her beliefs, and the only and I guess in response, I didn't know until just now that you feel like it was a personal attack. I thought she was talking about her perspective, but now from her response, wait, hold on, babe, hold on. Now it seemed like you think that she presented a personal attack at you and your lifestyle when we just talking about society at whole. Because that's what the preacher do anyway. They just use one verse. You can't use all 58,000 verses of the Bible at once.
To live her life better and whatever. All I'm saying is I support, we call her Diamond. I support Miss Salita if that's how she's living her life in her path. What I'm saying is don't judge me on my path. I love her, whatever she's deciding, but we cannot be weird here or scriptures and act like we don't know what we did before and how we're still living and how we are still not walking that path 100% if we want to quote verses. All I'm saying is a Diamond just quoted verses to me, love it. But the verses that she quoted was about submitting to a man and women don't know their place. What I asked was
so now that was confusing to me too, because you was talking about that's how you led it with your husband, and
what I said was, Salita or Diamond, excuse me, as you're quoting those verses, are you ready to put on a dress, cook and clean in the house, and to submit to a man, which is the verses that you just quoted? So if you are not ready to follow those verses, stop quoting them and stop dictating society, because women that you view as strippers and hoes and prostitutes that are not submitting to men, you're not even doing that as you quote the verse. Well, that's all I'm saying is Diamond. If you want to quote the verse, live the verse.
It sounds
submit
like
to a man. You submit to a man.
So check it out.
To a man.
Oh wait, I forgot to ask y'all. Do any of y'all like? Oh wait, no. Diamond, I'm calling it that's your Instagram. My bad. Y'all know each other. You feel me?
The
y'all
thing
know
is
each
this,
other longer
right?
than I know her. I just want to know if one of y'all got any poems or y'all be singing or some shit. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a lot of my music is kind of like if you mix
Jesus
Lil Kim with
loves me. This I know. Or that's all I know.
Yo, Diamond. Yeah, Diamond. Go ahead and speak, and then come up with a poem for real. Or a song or whatever you got. Like, cause this the open mic right now.
Look,
So
the bottom line is this: I came on here because I saw my friend was in a live. I said, let me go watch and tune in. You know, I did agree with what she was initially saying about the military. Even though we sidestepped and got off track, you know, I'm not here to, you know, argue with her or hurt her feelings or make her feel bad. Like, you know, I'm sorry that it comes off as if she feels like I'm personally attacking her because I'm speaking on, you know, what my beliefs are and what I've noticed in the societal changes. You know what I'm saying? From the societal changes of the military, you know, to how they operate, you know, and how they are allowing certain things that at once they would kick you out and give you dishonorable discharges and would mess up your record to where you really couldn't function in life if you had these marks on your record for the military. And now they're so open with the stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's flabbergasting to me because like 1 minute you saying like, hey, don't ask, don't tell. If you're gay, we're going to kick you out. We're going to give you a dishonorable. And with certain type of discharges, when you go to try to get jobs in the regular world in the society and they run your background check and they see certain things on your background, that prohibits you from getting jobs, right? And so now they go from
1 second just to think like outside of military, if we kept the same ignorant, because that's really what it is. It's an ignorant mindset, meaning like people.
I think that don't tell was pretty cool. You feel me? Because
let's think of historically, if we kept that same ignorant mindset of black people can't have businesses. Hold on.
How is don't ask, don't tell ignorant?
But outside of military, it's a similar concept of.
Nah, but we talking about
because
military. We can't
change, mindsets change, and people evolve. Do you think that there weren't trans people around in 1900?
But you actually, but you know what I personally think is this.
This wasn't something that just like got
like I don't know
them.
I don't know your name, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how to address you, but what I will say is this: a person's sexual orientation should not have any basis or jurisdiction on how they operate in society. Who you choose to sleep with and what you do at night and what you do behind your closed doors should not give you any more or any less rights than someone else, even when it comes to employment. Like, I should not get a job because I identify as
thought process.
The kids, I need to find that out. I need to find that out and murder you. Messing with kids. You feel me? Behind closed doors, as long as they adults. But I want to say, I just want to let you know.
Yeah, of course.
Right,
but
cool.
what I feel like, when it comes to
all right, keep going. Look. See, that's bipartisan.
That's illegal.
Being gay, bisexual. I should not get a job because I'm a lesbian. I shouldn't get a job because I'm gay. I shouldn't get a job because I'm bisexual. I should get a job based on my credentials and my ability to do the job. You know what I'm saying? My sexual orientation should have no bearing on my performance in the workplace because I'm.
But you seem very small amount of because think about how. Hold on, no, because if that's how minuscule the mindset is, think about if that was the mindset when fucking black people had rights. If no one would have supported that fucking concept, none of us would be on this fucking. Hold on, it's small.
But look.
No.
The whole thing.
You can't do that.
You can't mix race. Hold on. You can't mix race and nationality and compare that to
you have to realize
sexual orientation because all of those.
In 2000, no. You can't realize people were born in 2023 being trans. That's when they felt comfortable. This isn't something that was like a shock.
Go back.
And it's like I'm gonna be a transgender in 2023. That's not how it happens. And if you don't understand that from a person, I'm not. But if you don't have any transgender,
but all I'm saying is we're not trying to down the letters.
I'm talking about letters. I'm talking about a mindset here, like a society of people who have rights. You think that they just woke up in 2023 like, hey, I want to be trans, rights matters? No. They had a fucking fight for that shit.
No, I think that it got to do with a lot with TV and the media and what they put in people's schools.
So you think by me
lack
eating
of parenting
spinach, I
and
became transgender?
Taking God out of the schools. Once you take prayers out of schools, then you could get a child to adopt this lifestyle. Once you take God out of the homes, then then you could convince a young man to cut off his once you make man or masculinity itself a threat, then the very young boy who is gonna grow into a man himself that everybody in society hates, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll chop my dick off. Yeah, sure. Because like how you say, it's like legal in your heart now. That's legal, right?
Do you have any like friends that you are close with that are transgender? Not that you met like on the side of the street. Like I'm talking about maybe like your friend Tommy.
I got family members that's like it's that joint done hitting everybodying family. Yeah, that don't hit everybody's family, but I ain't about to act like those people. I ain't about to act like those people wasn't. I'm not about to act like those people when you sit down and talk to them. We're not about to act like they wasn't raped or they wasn't misappropriately touched and they wasn't dealt with correctly. You feel me? And they was dealt with incorrectly, and therefore it fucked up some shit. And now there's more options. There's more options. So yeah, go ahead with this option, right? Go ahead with this option. Because the military, which you in, right? They want the military, they want the government, they want the media to raise our children, right? They want the masculinity gone. They want women to represent masculinity, and like how you said, they want the men to represent femininity. I never said
right? that I believe in men represent femininity. What I said is, I don't think that in today's society, when you have weak men who are at home not even raising their children, if you have a strong female who wants to wear the fucking pants, that is a role. I don't think that it has to be a man has to pay the bills and a woman has to sit home and have babies and labor. No. We're a different society. We're ready.
Wait, women do have to have the babies though.
They
Who else
are
is gonna have the babies?
You are a weak man.
Who else is gonna have the babies?
I'm just giving a hypothetical. I'm not saying it is.
You can't.
What do you mean?
Hypothetical
Are you okay
shit
with
like that. That's where it gets
McDonald's while she is a lawyer, having 5 kids, supporting your family? What are we talking about? She should not be the breadwinner. She is making you babies. She is a lawyer. She is paying your bills, and you're working at McDonald's. What are we talking about? That is the modern society for males and women.
No, wait. So then that's the woman's choice to sleep and open her most sacred part of her body and let the semen of a unambitious, ungodly, and she don't have to
support you. She did her rule again per Salita's context earlier. She procreated per the Bible. She did her great job. She laid with a man per the Bible, and now she's not supposed to take care of a man per the Bible. That's the issue with modern society. Men are very choosy with what the Bible reads. They inseminate women, but then want women to take care of them. You can't have it both.
Yo, wait. I don't know what men that you actually even talking about, but it said that, oh, my bad, let me stop. Because it's a whole bunch of, what? I deliver my daughters at home. What you talking about? We had 2 home births.
You feel me? She worked
by choice.
You're hypothetically.
Hold on, because when you say men, you didn't at not one time did you say some men. You said men. So now that includes me because I'm a man. I'm a man, right? And then the network of men that's around me, they men. And so I can name at least 1,000+ people that do not fit in the standard of what you're talking about.
Of women who are taking care, and that's great. You are doing great. Applause to you all around. But we have to realize.
No, I'm saying so. I don't need no applause.
That's great.
Nah.
Right, you are doing what you are supposed to do as a man. Take care of your woman. I'm here for it. But
wait, how is that what I'm supposed to do as a man when you said it ain't supposed to be no gender role? You don't get to have it both ways. Either you're gonna view with Diamond's views of biblical, or you're gonna agree with my views of I don't care about biblical meaning.
You can't tell somebody what they have to agree with. Though. A person has a right to have their own views and opinions, and
they are.
Just like you. Hold up, Shorty. You just sat here and spoke. Just like you've already expressed that a lot of the things that I said that you don't agree with, and I'm perfectly fine with that. You cannot sit up here and tell somebody either they're going to agree with you or they're going to agree with me. There's no gray area in the middle. People have a right to choice. Like that's free will.
My responsibility is agree with you. Hold on. Allow me to respond on that, because he had an agreement earlier on this chat where he agreed with you from the biblical standpoint. What I'm saying is, I was him. I don't care if a man wears the pants or a woman wears the pants. That's the society we live in. I don't go off a biblical standpoint. A man might be down, a woman might be down. It just is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna go off your standpoint, Diamond, of a man wears pants, women have babies. That's what I'm getting.
Check this out.
Agree with your standpoint.
You see, the thing is,
else has babies. Why you keep using that?
Because
example? Who else has babies besides women?
Is in her analogy.
I mean,
of
you
that
ain't gotta keep on dipping out the camera to drink.
No, wait,
hold on. What I'm getting at is your analogy of women having babies. You're not okay with aligning yourself in that. I asked you a direct question. Are you okay with having children and submitting yourself to a man?
I personally don't want children, so I'm not okay with having children, because I personally made the choice for myself that having children is not something that I want to do. I've never wanted
women is capable.
The Bible don't say
I've
nothing
never
about
wanted to
having
have children,
children.
so I choose not to have children. And honestly,
and they must multiply. If a woman can physically, without damage to her, maybe, like not causing the other. If a woman is capable, if her womb is able, that is a woman's place on this earth, is to procreate.
So why you don't have no kids?
Excuse me?
If you talking about all this, woman needs to procreate, where your baby at?
Right, because I made it very clear on this live that I understand the Bible, but I'm not gonna pick and choose verses. I know I'm supposed to have kids. I will have kids one day. Does that mean I have to lay with a man?
I mean, you have to get some sperm. You can't put 2 eggs together and make a baby.
Sperm.
It's some sperm got to come from somewhere, whether somebody's genes in the cup, whether you get IVF. As you know, at some point, sperm has to meet egg in order for life to be created.
Hey, y'all gotta talk one at a time, or I'm gonna have to drop somebody.
I'm okay with IVF, or even with a man. What I'm getting at is, though, I just don't like, again, hypocritical Bible preaching. I get what you're saying, Diamond.
Oh, so you're just anti-Bible all the way around.
The Bible is a good tool to use, how you live your life, but let's not be hypocritical about it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to live by the Bible, live by it all. Don't pick and choose verses that are convenient for you in your current situation. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at.
Valid for the most part, like, you know what I mean? I also feel like, though, to be real with somebody's journey, you know what I mean? Because of how much of shape and iniquity we've been, we so far removed that, it might take a little time to practice every single thing that may be in the Bible. However, I feel like I get what she kind of saying, because it's just like.
But with that being true, okay, I can't be judgmental, because the Bible does say don't judge. So what I'm getting at is, for
but you don't care about
no. What I'm getting at is, you have no idea what I know about the Bible. I don't quote the Bible for a reason. What I'm saying is, for Diamond is on their Bible religious journey, which I support 100%. But what I'm saying is, do not pick verses that are convenient for you in your current journey, and neglect other people that might come back to, like, bite you in the butt, or may not align even with what you're doing in the current journey. So what I'm saying is, I have tons of friends that go to church every Sunday, biblical. I love them all.
Yeah, because the biggest hypocritical situation here that everybody is witnessing, which Diamond, you are internalized, because like I dig it. Like, I'm trying to understand. I'm listening to understand. But the first verse you led with was a woman submitting to her husband and their mans or whatever, and then you talk about
what I'm saying
girls
is, because
eating you out.
I'm bold enough to admit, like, for years I lived underneath that rainbow umbrella. You get what I'm saying? And I walked that life. I lived that life. I wanted to go to the gay parades. I wanted to have girlfriends. I wanted to do all of this stuff, right? So a couple of years ago, I had came to a point spiritually where I made the choice for myself that I am no longer going to be participating in fornication, that I'm no longer going to be participating in certain sexual activities, because I needed to work on myself and my spirit and see where God was trying to lead me. And what I understand as a human, when you're having sex, whether it's homosexual sex, heterosexual sex, any type of sex that you're having, you're inviting different type of demons and spirits to enter your body, and you're creating soul ties. So I made the choice for myself to break the soul ties that I had already opened up with the people that I have fornicated with in the past, and to allow God to work through me so he can take me to where he needs me to go. So I made the choice for myself to no longer participate in homosexual acts. That was my choice. And I made that choice because that's what I wanted to do, not because somebody forced me to, not because somebody told me that I was gonna die or it was gonna do something to me. I made the choice for myself because I needed to understand, how God works, and I needed to understand that, hey, when you are controlled by sex and when you're always having sex, that's on your mind, that's the forefront of what you want to do. And people make poor choices, when they're fueled by sex demons. So I chose for myself to just let that go. I'm not married to nobody, so I shouldn't be having sex with nobody that I'm not married to anyway. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be out there saying like, oh, I'm with such and such today, I'm going to have sex with them because I find them attractive, and then next week I find someone else attractive, and then I choose to have sex with them. So I had to make the choice for myself to remove sexual activity out of my life. You know what I'm saying? That was me. That was my choice. I can't bang on somebody else because they haven't made those choices and they're not walking the walk that I walk, but I know why I made the choices that I made for myself, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
I Paul. Yo, Cora, we're gonna come right to you. Hold that thought. We just got a new person on the live.
What's up?
Family?
You guys throw dope jams, so I wanted to shout out to y'all.
I just have a question.
Thank you.
Because that's what the live is for. Like we threw over 1,000 positive events in Philly, you feel me, and all over the country, and put tens of thousands of artists on stage and brought tens of thousands of people together, help entrepreneurs and artists and from all genres of music. And so we was trying to get people to perform online. And since people was hesitant to perform online, then we started having some dialogue, which then now turned, it's like it's not a battle rap, but it's kind of like battle rap.
A lot of energy. A lot of energy in the room.
So, but I was talking about, did you want to add to the conversation, or did you want to?
I've been to an event you guys threw that was really dope, so.
That's what's up. You got some art or anything you want to share? Like, poem, music?
I edit film
somewhere
so I don't make.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, yeah, you guys are cool. I was just listening to the conversation.
Well, make sure you leave your website or something though in the comments, so still people can check you out.
I just appreciate you guys throwing events.
Yeah.
And if I was still in the area, it was the one you guys threw was like off Germantown Ave. It was in the second floor of a.
Left Germantown.
Yeah, it was. It was like second floor at night. It was like the middle. It was the middle of the week too, and like it was a bunch of cool artists that I would never would have seen.
Yeah. Wednesday.
That's what we doing.
Probably it was off Germantown Ave, like right. Yeah. In like a weird spot, you'd like go up the stairs and like you're on the second floor loft area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had a bunch of really cool artists. And the one night I went, it was like, it was just cool. It was cool. It was a cool vibe.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro, for getting on, and stay tuned because we're gonna start doing some more events all over the country. But our next like in-person event is gonna be out here.
Oh, you're in Puerto Rico now.
Where we are now. Yeah, we after because we had our own venue. The one you went to was our partners, but once like we ran our operation for 5 years. Once that was over,
we moved to Puerto
Rico.
Yeah,
Puerto Rico. Instead of trying to find another venue.
It depends on what part you went to. It's kind of like Philly and Florida.
Right. It's like
so that's pretty. They make it familiar, but it's real like sweet in a good way. You know what I mean? You got so much to choose from. They care about family. You got the beaches, great weather every day.
What did you meant by the Philly? What about the Philly? Like the vibe you meant? Is that what you meant, or?
Like you got the hood. You got some grittiness. You got graffiti.
But that's just San Juan.
Okay.
That's like
that's San Juan.
Right.
Like more so. You know what I mean?
San Juan's the metropolitan area, so it's 4,000 people there. You know what I mean? But there's palm trees and avocados growing naturally. You know, so it's like you get Philly of like, okay, They got their own poppy stores in the whole little area of just Hispanics. But then but then it's like Florida because of how tropical it is.
Right.
And then so you're getting that. But we live in Rio Grande now, on a mountaintop in the rainforest.
So it's different.
Right.
So
Right. Completely. Right. No, I get you. And so, what made you pick Puerto Rico?
Yeah, because we're acquire where we live at now in Philly. Like,
it's impossible. Like, there's no types of setups in Philly at all. Period. For
why'd you pick
place that we have
Puerto Rico and that spot? What as opposed to going somewhere else? I mean, why did you move specifically to Puerto Rico as opposed to?
We already had visited starting in 2019, kind of fell in love with it then, but we still was immersed in the, at that time. So all those years kind of was just thinking about it and kind of like planning it, but not really planning it, just talking about it. And then the time came and we had an opportunity. We could get another venue and stay in Philly, but with everything, with the violence and everything, and our 2 daughters, we kind of a different lifestyle so they could be able to live and
right. I understand completely.
Yeah, because we started our family.
Yeah.
Like our daughters is 3 and 5, and we did events for 5 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like our whole entire time we've been together, we've been putting on events and bringing community together and all different types of people and stuff like that. But like having our own venue is more empowering. We're bringing people to us. We get to control the narrative, and we get to save people's lives through elevating the thought processes and thinking and having healthy conversations like what we was just having before. Before you on.
This how it would be inside the stage.
Elevating people's consciousness, because we had a 3-level 12-room venue, or a 9-room venue. So it's like, while people's performing, they're also having these types of critical conversations and in a safe space.
Oh, amazing. Okay, cool. So you add like dialogue to the music. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. I totally support that, bro. That's cool.
And it's more like natural from just creating that space also. You know what I mean? It's like, so the main room upstairs and the main room downstairs is where people would be performing, and then all those other rooms, they would be drumming or ciphering or talking. But it was definitely deep.
But for the record, though, the 2 people that are on the live right now, which was the first 2 people that jumped on, because Coco Loso and Laylo was on earlier. They never been to Uptown Open Mic. You know what I mean? Right, Don?
No.
Uptown Open Mic. Because she came because her.
No.
Oh, I love that.
Coral, you never been to Uptown
Open
Mic?
Is from a mutual friend that's from Philly. So
from a mutual friend, right? Exactly. So it's like it's them. They're bold enough to sit up on here and express their views and their Jones. I'm about to get
go for it. No, it was interesting to you guys have different perspectives.
Yeah, I love it too because it's healthy because everyone doesn't have to have the same
that makes life boring.
No, I will say,
Plus,
I will say, as loud as this is, I see people in the comments like, "Oh, she right, she wrong." You have to realize I've known this woman for over 15 years. I've seen her grow in her journey, whether it's the same journey I'm on. I accept her for her journey. Like I literally have known this woman since I was 16 years old. I'm about to be 32. So growing as a teenager, growing as an adult, through marriage, through divorce, we've seen different things within ourselves as friendships. But I think that we are adult enough to realize that we have different views on separate things. And even during this conversation, my biggest standpoint has always been, and even in my work life, in my personal life, I do not, so at work, my saying is I don't like hypocritical leadership. That's what I say in my military work. But even in my civilian life, as friends, I don't like how she picks and chooses verses that are convenient for her. That's really what it is.
So, or you just don't like people that do that. You don't like when people do that. So when you say shit, then it make it about y'all.
Because she did make a concept on people or friends or people that she's around or entertains. As you heard, again, that's her life.
It's not
an us conversation because
no. When's the last time
like
you
2
and
weeks
Diamond
ago,
had
maybe
talked
3.
to each other?
Nigga, you just called me the other day. And
That's my girl. Like, I love her for her. But it's very clear we have different views on different things. And my issue will always be is I don't like when she picks and chooses verses that are convenient to her current lifestyle because
I dig it. I hear
check this out, bro.
That's like in 14. That's like in 15 the 1500s when they go to Ephesians 65 slaves obey your
right.
So
It's like
we don't get to have it both ways.
If you here, yeah, that makes sense.
If you go on my social media, like my Facebook name is also Diamond Studded. Like if you go look at my posts, I would say 85% of my posts are faith-filled posts. Now at one point I would go in there, cuss people out, talk shit, but like over the past year running, like 85% of my posts, like I'm scrolling through my Facebook right now, all of my posts are pretty much referring somebody back to the kingdom of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of content that I will give you that. No, there was
Nah, as soon as you first spoke, Coral did say that like she know a different version of you plus your new version, but your new version she accepts and she respects 100%, and she just commentating on the fact that she wants you. If you about to be on that deep, if you're gonna come off like that, then you gotta make sure that them eyes is dotted and
when it comes to
the
the Bible,
you feel me? Or
that's what I said, when it comes to the Bible, I don't talk about because eating seafood per the Bible is a sin. And in the Bible, I will say, tell me the scripture. What I will say is, we all had the conversation about trans again. All I'm going to say is, tell me or show me the scripture that it says that homosexuality is a bigger sin than adultery.
It actually calls it an abomination.
Hold on.
By definition,
bigger. No, I'm not saying it's not a sin. I'm not saying it's
Yo.
not a sin. It's not an abomination. I know it's abomination. What I'm saying is, tell me where it says that it's a bigger abomination.
Leviticus 18:22. Pick up your Bible, go to Leviticus.
And I like
chapter 18, verse 22. It uses the word abomination. And by definition, if we want to know, if we look at what words mean, abomination is a bigger sin. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he called it an abomination.
But hold on. Pick and choose the whole chapter and verses.
The whole chapter is about sexual immorality. The whole 18th chapter of Leviticus.
Does he not talk about adultery?
It even breaks down why you shouldn't sleep with your cousins and your aunties.
And what else to speak on?
It speaks on everything. Pull up your Bible and read it.
No. It's not for me to read it. What I'm saying is, don't ask.
You ask.
More that goes into her sexuality, adultery, all that shit. So do not act like because you cheat. You cheated. You ain't never cheated. You've never cheated, Diamond. You've never cheated.
Yo.
No.
See, we don't got
what I'm getting at is, let's not pick and choose the abominations that we make for our friends or how we live our life. We have all sinned in different ways, whether it's from seafood, whether it's from homosexuality, whether it's for cheating, whether it's from adultery, whatever.
Hey, what Bible verse say you can't eat seafood?
She knows
it. I love shrimp.
I mean, you don't want to quote Bible verses, but you speaking on verses that was in the Bible, but you can't substantiate it and tell us where we can find it. So, like, please point these things out that you're saying to us, because I like to speak in fact. So, since the Bible told us not to eat seafood, show it.
There are tons of things in the Old. There's tons of things in the Old Testament and New Testament that really contradict each other. The Bible kind of.
You're all sinners.
Wait, hold on. Let B-boy.
Oh, I mean, like everybody. Well, I mean, like you could have different sects of different Christian churches who interpret Bible, but it's like how you grew. I mean, I don't know. Everybody lives life differently anyway. So what is it? I mean, we're gonna argue. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I can't speak about religion because everybody does religion differently.
There's a bunch of commandments. It's not just 10.
So to the Old Testament, and there's tons of stuff. Which some of it I don't follow. Some of it, like I don't eat kosher. I'm Jewish, but I don't eat kosher because some of it's like outdated. So it's like technically I'm not supposed to eat seafood, but shrimp is healthy for you now because it's cleaned differently. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you you could get into it. You could talk about this for hours. I mean, but whatever. So that's why I don't talk about it, because religion, everybody's doing. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say I think the thing is that righteousness is hard,
But
we are scared of it, right? And so we make these shortcoming, like, justifications and things like that, because with everything that's going in the sea and all the other stuff, I don't know that seafood is really good for you. Even the fish, you know what I mean, where it's going as far as how we treat the ocean and different stuff. So beyond already in the Bible, it's like the times we even living in, we find ways to justify a comfortable lifestyle, so we don't have to, do the work every day, all day, and be conscious, like she said, for the 100%. So we give ourselves room, and it also says to give, room so that we can grow, and, as far as like not judging ourselves and each other. But it also does say that if you identify as, let's say a Christian, I'm not using the exact words, but if you are a fellow Christian, then you are supposed to judge your fellow Christian when they are off. You know what I mean? Because who else? It's like if you on a basketball team and y'all all on one team and your team member is off, it's like you're not supposed to say, nigga, you fucking up. Like, no, you're supposed to say that. So you can't always,
yeah.
We talk about Bible, but so it's like at some point we have to have the people around us that do sharpen us, and we can't be scared of them being real, and we can't always think that it's an attack as far as like, trying to demean them or condemn them down to hell and all of this other extra stuff.
Yeah, that's true, because even though Diamond, because the whole journey is a journey. Everybody on the whole spiritual journey towards enlightenment and salvation. You feel me? Some people don't give a fuck about salvation, and that's not even, they're not even living their life for salvation. Like, they're living an earthly life for mammon, and they worship greed. Greed is their god, their bottomless pit. They can never be fulfilled spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. You feel me? But people that do care about salvation, right, and the well-being of their the invisible bodies, right? Not just the physical fleshly body, but the invisible bodies, which is the spirit being most dominant. Like she said, someone doesn't necessarily have to be living the truth in their whole entire life's actions to be able to be a vessel to speak true, unfiltered truth.
I agree with
right? Like they could so when she was talking about certain things, even if she wasn't living it per se, it resonated in my spirit as truth. You feel me? And on certain aspects and vice versa. When you were saying certain things,
we all
you feel me? And so it's like that's why we have discernment.
I know I'm sinning, but I know that there's a heaven and hell. I know I'm gonna have to speak to somebody. I know there's something beyond this, but it's not my place to quote verses and Bibles and I'm holier than. I'm never gonna do that to anybody because
it all depends on the salvation. Because if you're gonna teach something else, if you have the ability to teach something else and speak about something else, you have the same ability to speak about God and to speak truth about how you see it, and it's whether people could agree with it or not. But the people, say the people is destroyed. They say the people is destroyed. Lack of knowledge because they rejected knowledge. You feel me? And so since we reject knowledge, right? So much so that we got a whole generation that came up after us that didn't get to see. Like, you 32, right. I'm 34. You feel me? Y'all know, so we all up in the same joint. Whereas it's children who would rather be serving God, but that wasn't even presented as an option. Right. It wasn't even presented as an option how far from either Quran literature, biblical literature, Bhagavad Gita, whatever. Like they doing it said a lot of the stuff that's not okay in one religion isn't okay in pretty much all of the religions, but the whole world is being affected by certain things. You feel me? The whole world has been being affected by and being deceived. You feel me? And lies over truth because it's easier. So it's easier. So it's like, hey, so it's like, all right, just right now, all right, boom, just now, boom. Now I identify as a woman now. So don't address me as he, address me as she. And address me as her. And I'm gonna look just like this. I ain't changing shit about my presence.
My cousin was a woman, was a chick, and now she wants to identify as a guy. But I mean, right. I don't know. It's like I don't want to like. I mean, she was lesbian anyway before that, so it was like whatever. What am I gonna do? Like not count you as my family member? You know what I mean? I totally hear what you're saying. It's weird.
No, love them.
Right. It's
like
totally weird because I'm like,
but
I don't know.
Call me.
Have to do. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
I totally get what you're saying.
That's a relationship they have about it, and like whatever they any.
Yeah. So like, call me her. Then someone has to say, no, that's a man. Someone has to tell the child that I'm a man. I can tell the child I'm a she. I'm a woman. I identify as a woman. Someone has to speak the truth. Someone has to speak up and say, no, he is a man. He has a penis, and he doesn't like the fact that you address him as a man. He wants to be addressed as a woman, but you don't have to deceive your eyes.
What you say?
Oh wait, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
So like, what am I supposed to? I mean, like, so it's like I totally agree with you, but then on the other flip side, it's like if I did that to her, she would be offended. You know what I mean? Like, am I supposed to point out to her that she doesn't want to be a woman anymore? Like, I don't know what to say. Like, because like I agree with you, but it's like she doesn't. So, yeah.
That's both about people and the truth. Now we're dealing our own lies that we set up in our own head, and then other people could pacify us and agree with those lies. The sky's no longer blue; it's orange. So then now our whole community calls the sky orange. I
agree with you. I'm just saying, like, how do you deal with the reality of people who want to change, like, be seen, like, whatever, like my cousin? How would you deal with that?
No, I was just using that as an example.
No, I agree with you. It's weird to me because I'm like, I know her as a female. You know what I'm saying? And she still is technically a female, but she wants to identify as a man. I don't care because I have to deal with diversity every day anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I don't care what your skin color or whatever. Like you're cool with me. So it's like whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to say. Like I agree with you though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I don't know what to say. I have an aunt too. I have an aunt who's also a lesbian, so it's like I just have to look whatever.
So that's just like you said. I agree. As a rich white woman, do that give me the right to go to the bank account and withdraw billions? I could believe what I want to believe in my head, but you know what I'm saying? Like, gender dysphoria is the only mental illness that people actually affirm and have to participate in.
We keep getting on this.
Hold on, please. Hold on. If I was a paranoid schizophrenic and I was like the movie Split, are y'all gonna embrace every last part of my mental illness? No, you're probably gonna go send me somewhere to get some mental health help and get checked. And gender dysphoria is considered a mental illness in the DSM-4 and the guide that diagnoses psychological disorders. It is considered a mental illness. So gender dysphoria being the only mental disorder that everybody is forced to affirm, I should not have to participate in someone's delusion. Like, if you want to identify whatever you want to identify as, that's you. But should I be forced to participate in it? No. If that's not what I agree with and it doesn't align with my values and my beliefs, I should not be, bullied or forced into, accepting and embracing something that doesn't align with my values.
What I think is that, like he said, like I have a niece that turned trans to a guy, and it's very hard for me to deal with because
I met him though. I thought it was a dude when I met him though.
Like,
but
it's not.
But no matter what,
that's her niece though.
But no matter what, when I look into his eyes, I'm always going to see her because that's how she was originally made, right? And on top of that, because it's hard for me, but I want to respect, you know, this person, I just say their name. I don't try to say girl or boy or he or she because I want to respect them, but I also want to be true to myself. And in my brain, I know that no matter what you do on the outside, whatever your chromosomes are, that's what you are. So if you want something, if you want people to make you feel good and agree with something, that's something separate. But I have to be true to myself. I can't give up on myself for other people to make them feel good because then that subscribes me to so many other things.
I will respect trans or so much more because you said was it your niece or nephew? What was it? Niece to nephew.
Nephew, yeah.
You said something. I wish this could be recorded. And your heart to hearts, your soul to souls. This is why I said transgender people. You've been around she to him long enough that you just said them, which at least tells me that you're still not calling your niece a female anymore, which in their mind, if they release it,
I do sometimes.
It might not be your cup of tea. It may not be like per biblical version, but you know what? You are meeting them halfway. You're not calling her him. You said them. And even that is the best title.
I won't, but I would be, and I agree with what you said because I am.
And you have to realize, like, it's not what the hell you would experience. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't calling no boy, no girl, and I ain't calling no girl.
You are loving them the best that you can. And I said it for now, nephew was listening to this, like, you would make them a proud. Because at the end of the day, like, you know they're not a female, they, which is a horrible word to say. They're not they, they're not weird. You said them as addressing him, which is usually a person in transition, and you don't ever have to accept it. You don't. But you accept it enough to realize this, I knew that I saw her with a little cootie cat, and now I see her want to be a little boy. Whatever makes sense to your mind. So I'm not saying that anybody has to accept it as society, but you, which is amazing. You know, like I have tons of trans friends, and subconsciously you don't even realize what you did by accepting. Like, it's a beautiful thing. It is amazing. Like, you don't have to understand them 100%, but you're accepting your own level.
No, I get it. Like he said, she was gay. She was gay first. So as we kind of like accepted her being gay, then she hit us with the trans thing. It's like we don't want. We just got you back into the family. We don't want you feeling ostracized because your sexuality, like we said before, what you're doing in the bedroom don't have nothing to do with us interacting outside of the bedroom. Like literally, whether you're heterosexual, homosexual, whatever you're doing, nobody really should be knowing. That shit is irrelevant.
How you see that
like, but that's another level. You feel me? Now it's taking it out of the bedroom and out into the world, and that's where it's too much pressure. It's like,
because I'm gonna tell my daughters that's her. Well, we just identify people by their names, basically. You feel me? If you just identify people by their names, it don't matter if you change your name. Cool, I'll call you that. I'll call you your name. So if your name, if you was born Sarah, but now you're Clarence, okay, I'll call you Clarence. That's cool. I change my name all the time.
But you still.
But I'm still the same person. I'm not about to act like.
Honestly,
I'm not about to act like so that they might call me LJ in South Carolina when I was in high school, but they call me KLX in Philly. I'm not about to act like LJ and KLX ain't the same person. You feel me? And what LJ did doesn't affect who KLX is now. You feel me? But if someone called me LJ, I'm not gonna get mad. Just you're not respecting me. My name is KLX.
Right.
You're offending me.
If like she was saying for her niece and nephew, like that's what I said. It's a beautiful thing. Like I don't think that she realized what just happened on. She's saying like, my God, I don't want anybody to be trans. So you just said, like, I have a niece and a nephew, like they. And I know that's a weird term, but she's admitting, like, hey, I have someone's transition. You know, like, that's a beautiful thing. Like, that's what I wish that he could hear this because it's him now. But, like, she has accepted that in her own family at her own level to realize, like, hey, that was my niece, nephew. I'm still adjusting. She might not approve.
And before I even went to them, I asked, I was like, can I call you my nephew? Can I call you my niece? Like, you know, I was trying to make it work. That's what she said. Like, you know, because, see, this is the
don't
thing.
be weird about it.
That trans people.
No, wait, you're telling us don't be weird about it, but
weird.
don't be weird.
Listen, no, I really didn't think that was weird, right? This is the reality of the situation, right? I had a whole niece that we had all types of experiences with, right? Lesbian kids, doing all this type of stuff. When she decided to change and go to a man, I had to, and she's in the military, right? But I had to then kill off my niece. My niece was therefore dead to me now, right?
Now you got nephew.
And that was all my niece is dead because she transitioned to a nephew, right? So now all of those memories, all of the things that we did, I can't speak about and all these things because you're a whole new person. That puts a certain kind of pressure on me that still affects my life and my past.
But,
right, the child picture where she
on
can't
the
even
defense,
supporting
you, I think having that communication, I think that if you said it like as an aunt, like, hey, I know that a lot of our memories were as, I'm just making it Ashley. You have to realize that your dad, I mean, Miss Ashley, I support you as Tommy. I'm just making up names, you know what I'm saying? I think that if you come to him now, because how I hear you talk, like, I don't think you're opposed to transition. It's hurt, you know. You're understanding it. It's something new, but I know you're not opposed to it because you never once said him, they, she, them. Like you said, them. Like you're adjusting. It's not something you ever wanted.
Well,
it's a learning thing.
I get understand.
But at the end of the day, that's your blood.
That's natural.
She called it an abomination.
I don't think that that's natural. Or I don't think that that's revolutionary. I think the more revolutionary thing, if you really trans and you feel like you born the wrong way or whatever, I think identifying your exact body with your exact name, how you was born, is the revolutionary way. Even if you identify as a man or whatever, like he said, if he want to look like that but identify as a woman, right? Because now you conforming yourself. And so to me, it's like running from one thing to another thing. Like if I want to be who I fully am, I don't think me creating myself, because I don't believe that we made imperfect. I believe that I'm perfectly made how I was supposed to be made, with my crooked tooth, you know what I mean, being whatever it is, this is how I was supposed to be presented, you know what I mean? Certain things, people going around changing everything about themselves and all that, I don't believe that I believe God made us how we was intended to be made. So if that's how you feel as far as your internal, I'm not really sure about the whole sex gender thing, but the internal thing you're not identifying with on the external, regardless, your external is your external. So to me, it's more revolutionary for me to say, I feel like I'm a man in a woman's body, so call me Billy. So everywhere I go, I'm Billy now. I don't have to change my external to conform to society, to think that I'm Billy, because Billies is normally men, right? So it's like, it's all these extra steps. So to me, I think that it's more revolutionary to just be you, like identify with whatever, but not change, not cutting off your titties, not cutting off your penis, you know, like all of these things where you changing yourself to make your idea of yourself a reality. I think that it's just like, okay, yeah. Or if I was born in the wrong body as far as your soul, etc., then rock out how you're made and make that a statement. But if you change yourself to make yourself look like something else, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just a little like, I don't know about that part. So it's not that I'm not fully with it or anything, but I love my niece. You feel me? I love my niece enough to be like, I'm going to call him the name, like, but I still struggle. I do say her sometimes.
It's always tough. Yeah,
I'd rather not. So I just say That's why I just said the name or them or something like that, because at the end of the day, I don't want you thinking that what you're doing takes away from my love.
There you go.
Because when I look
Boom,
in your
boom,
eyes,
boom,
the
boom,
eyes
boom.
is the same
That's
eyes
it.
that they've been since you was a baby, since you was born.
I
You know
understand
what
it's the struggle,
So,
right? It's like,
I
right,
think
you're looking
that
at this person and you, right, I get it.
that's beautiful.
Wait,
That's, I
what
think
is an
that
intersex
It's a
person?
person who
Wait,
was born with male and female genitalia. So either they have internal of one and external of the other one. It's basically like a hermaphrodite.
that's
yeah,
beautiful.
okay.
What I'm
Bible
saying,
doesn't.
So that's a
like
Well,
loves her niece, nephew, whatever. Like, I
yeah,
think
possibly.
you should have that conversation with him now. You know, saying like, what?
And I am though. I really am. I also feel like
I know it's hard, but that's beautiful. Yeah, that's still a beautiful thing, and that's how it should be. Like, I'm not saying everybody has to be accepting. You are 100% right in your views. Like, I saw you as a little cootie cat, as a little 5-year-old girl. Like, you will always be my niece. But he feels some type of way, whatever hormones or whatever the case.
But I do think that that's mentally a little off. I think that that's a little but whatever, like, you know what I mean. But it's a bunch of mental shit going these days, so I don't give a fuck enough to be like focusing on that all day, every day. It's like,
and you still love your nephew, niece, whatever. Like, I love that. Like, I wish that regular side, like, we know everyone has their own views. It's very clear, like, you don't want your nephew to be a niece or your nephew to be a nephew. It's clear, like, you're very blunt and passionate about your stance, but it's pretty clear, like, you still love him or her. Like,
of course.
It ain't nothing about
love don't change.
The love, because the love gotta come with truth. If I'm over here, I know the truth, but and I'm just going on with your lie. That means I don't love you, bro. If I'm not gonna speak my truth to you, and that means your truth ain't truth. Because truth, the only way to know the truth is through constant struggle with lies. You feel me? Truth stands on its own. You feel me? You can't out truth. Truth is truth.
Don't mean
you feel me? But then people are,
no.
No.
But I'm saying
ain't nobody talk about this on it. Nobody.
People that's not at the mental space she's at. The realization phase. She's like, look, I don't really want this, but I still love my.
We can't. It's on nobody. You feel me? They all got shit, and everybody got their own path. You feel me? Just like I'm in here. You feel me? She know way more about the LB and stuff like that. Like she said, she immersed herself only to come to constant struggle with lies of what she thought, and then she truth, and now she's standing firm in truth what as God's truth. You feel me? And that's righteous, and that's everybody on, but they don't all have to go to the same door.
I'm not saying like one person's better than the other. I'm just saying, like, I understand she lived a righteous path to an extent, but she's not condemning him. She's not condemning her nephew or niece because of their life.
Nah, I didn't add the TQI whatever. I ain't add all of that because if we listening to Diamond earlier, she said that the first two is sexual orientation, who you like. The other ones is whole have to do with your identity as a person.
Yeah, because like
right, Diamond
means woman and woman. Gay is man and man. Bisexual means you like both. When you transgender, you feel like you should have been born the opposite gender. So like me personally, I never, fully understood how sexual orientation and gender gets intermixed, because with heterosexual people, for example, right, you can have a heterosexual man, a heterosexual woman. We don't have to, walk around and point them out and say, hey, she's straight, hey, he's gay. You know what I'm saying? Like men and women that live a heterosexual lifestyle, they don't walk around with a flag that say straight pride. They don't have a straight pride month where they got 30 days to have parades and commit debauchery and go outside looking like BDSM warriors where kids are at these parades. Like me personally, I'm all against like when like
doing all that though.
You know what? Like real, I haven't went to a gay pride parade since 2010. 2010 was the last time that I actually went to a pride parade, because like I just don't really have fun at those events. It's not really my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really do the whole pride thing like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I don't go to the parades. You know, I'm not gonna bang on you because you choose to go to them, but I'm not gonna go to them. And what made me not want to go to them is when I would see like the gay men, you know, with their whips and their chains and their balls and gags. And then you have people bring their kids to these parades. So you have these children, these prepubescent kids seeing people in a sexually explicit way. Like people would look at me if I was crazy if I took my child to the strip club, right? So if I have a 7-year-old child and I say like, yeah, let me take my 7-year-old to Magic City and make it rain, they would look at me like I'm the worst parent in the world. CPS would be trying to take my kid. But I could take a 7-year-old to the gay pride parade and they can see naked men, naked women, topless men, topless women, and they can see all type of stuff at the gay pride parade, and it's perfectly fine. Nobody is going to jail for lewd and lascivious behavior, for indecent exposure in public. But if I chose to take my child to the strip club, I'm the worst person in the world. So I don't believe that those type of events are made for children. You know what I'm saying? And if you are going to bring children to those type of events, the people that's attended need to be conscious that somebody might bring their child here. So I might want to cover myself. You can be prideful. You can wear your rainbows. You can have your flags. You can do all of that without being naked in the place that you know that there's going to be somebody bringing their children to. Like
I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause because I went to Savannah.
Now we back to the letters. That's why they add the P.
Right, they're trying to do minor attracted people now. So now they're trying to bring the maps
in. And it was crazy also.
Now they're trying to bring the maps in, which is a minor attracted people.
So what I said is I just went this past year, 2 months ago, to Savannah, Georgia, Patrick's parade.
We know that you are the top ambassador for that community. We know that you got it. Like, we need to give you an award, you feel me? And put you as a trans rights spokesperson and shit.
The rights of everybody. Like, we can't pick.
Well, I mean, that seems to be your focus.
I'm definitely not trans. So I'm a female. 100%.
Look, like, like when I think about pride, right? I think about pride. That's something you happy for, something that you celebrate and stuff like that. There's nothing prideful in having, you know, debaucherous acts in front of children. I don't see nothing.
Maps? Oh, hell no. Hold on. We need a moment of silence, yo. We need a moment of silence for all the children that's being abducted and human trafficked and shit like that and being molested and all that. Now they got names called like maps, trying to make a cool minor attracted person. Nah, that's pedophilia. That's abomination. That's worthy of death. They got chop all your anything that you do to mess with all that shit get chopped off. Feel me? Fuck that. Ain't no maps, nigga. It's called pedophiles. It's called nasty. It's called going straight to hell. It's called disgusting. It's called unacceptable on every aspect. And trans people better and trans people better know and agree with me too. That
I think it's more like a Catholic. It's more like a priest thing, right? I'd be more concerned with the Catholic Church and the priests who were pedophiles.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Hold on, Crow. Somebody just chimed in the comments and said, but black women were the ones who jump-started pride. We're not saying that trans people shouldn't be prideful. What I'm saying is certain attire should not be worn around children. Like, you can be as trans as you want to, but you don't have to be a naked trans in the place in front of children. You don't have to be a naked gay, a naked bisexual, a naked lesbian. You should not be displaying, you know, certain things around children.
Are we seeing this? Are we seeing this many places?
Children should not be going to a pride.
Okay, I don't support that either.
BDSM attire. Children should not be going to pride parade and seeing topless women. Children should not be going to pride parade and seeing, you know, these guys wearing their G-strings with their whole asshole out. Like, that's just fine. You can be whatever you want to be. You can live your best life. But when it comes to displaying these type of things in front of children, at some point, someone has to say, no, what I'm saying, they should LGBTQ, ma'am, trans is a gender, lesbian, gay, bisexual, sexual orientation. What I'm saying is sexual orientation and gender identity don't really coincide. They don't. heterosexuals don't have all of these different, you're not mixing them. So there are trans people who identify as straight. So we want to play it that way.
On TV,
so do the trans do it need to be heterosexual mixed with trans? Because you got trans people who will say, like, since I identify as a woman, I'm only going to date men, so I'm straight. I know trans men who identify as straight men because they say they only date women. So what I'm saying is sexual orientation and gender don't overlap each other.
So let's pause for a minute. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a comment that somebody just left in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody just left a comment. What I'm saying is, like,
what she said was valid, though. What she said was valid. What she said was valid.
Y'all are pinning
what she said was valid, though.
On Catholic Church.
Pinning anything. The Catholic Church has been implicated.
Is that what I'm supposed to read?
No, it was saying that how someone said that I said
priests are accused, like, in many cities, and they cover it up. It's a fact. Nobody's pinning it. Nobody's that's a fact.
Like, we've got to stop putting
No, B-boy responding to somebody was like acting like the Catholic Church is innocent.
No,
the Catholic Church
no,
like moves the. Oh, okay, so maybe I'm reading this wrong.
They said they're just as wrong as a trans pedo.
Oh, okay.
The person never said that
I
they weren't
agree.
wrong.
Pedophile is evil.
Like, we have to, like,
see what people
there you go.
First, like, go away with that shit.
Like,
yeah,
like real feel, like,
Francis, are you saying that it's not a fact that the Catholic Church has been found?
I think this person is confused.
Like, you know,
we know the Pope loves little boys. We
well, I know they cover. They move the priest around and cover it up. I mean, this is in the news. It's a fact. It's not like some. It's not like some conspiracy.
That is
alien.
my point. That is my point. What I was saying to my homie earlier. I was saying there's no gender identity. Straight people, gay people, trans people, LGBT, LMNOP people, whatever. Everyone's doing weird shit. I don't care.
Friends, LMNOP.
I came out gay 16 years ago. I told you I've known this girl since I was 16. And I came out a year prior. I've been gay damn near 17 years. Okay, when I came out, it was just LGBT. Now it's Q, and I get it. There's more letters and all of it. I get it.
It wasn't T's. T's is new.
T's
came out with Obama.
17 years ago, since I've been knowing Diamond. I've been knowing her years. You know what I'm saying? So
it don't, Coral, that ain't got shit to do with the price of tea in China. What we like the cold hard reality is this, right? You know what I'm saying? We understand where you coming from. Your views is your views. I don't judge you. Like, it is what it is. Just
I don't judge you.
Hold on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not knocking you for your beliefs and stuff, but what I am saying is that certain things are egregious when it comes to how they're being presented, you know, across the threshold. Like, for example, the trans people want to be called woman, they want to be called man, but as a woman, I don't want to be called a cisgendered woman. So if you want me to respect you, why can't you respect me and identify me as woman? I'm not a cis nothing. I don't need a prefix.
Yeah. Why are you calling a cisgender woman when cis is a... My mom had a cyst on her breast.
It's a different word.
Cyst.
Right.
Right.
See why
I know it's a different word. English is spelled.
And cyst.
No, wait, listen. Hold on. English, listen. I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Listen, English is spells. All right, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Right, I know exactly what I'm saying. I know what it sounds like.
The cyst on your breast was.
You're saying it.
Don't know what you mean when you say certain words.
It has the same. It has the same vibration out the mouth. You understand vibration of words and language? You understand language itself and reading and writing and sounds? You understand sounds and sonics and how they carry? So you got to look up the same word in English, any word, like, and think about the word race, right? We say, oh, let's race to the door. That's a competitive relationship. But then, race. I'm talking about a group of people. How many races do we have on here? Listen, I said the same word. I said the same word. They're spelled the same. Or I could use an example of a word that sounds the same, but are spelled differently and have different meanings, just like cis. All I'm saying is, the word that am just, and sis also has another definition because it's short for sister. You feel me? So what I'm saying is English. I'm saying English is
homonyms, or
and it.
It's called homonyms, right? Homonyms, same word but different meaning.
Synonyms. It's called synonyms.
Synonyms. The homonyms are a different one. This is my. We're forgetting my English from 3rd grade.
Homonyms.
Sister and sis on my as an over here, sister as a on a breast. Do the same. I've never had the two in relations. Sis and cyst.
I didn't say anything. I said they sound the same.
They do sound the same. They do sound the same. He's right.
So, like, plural.
Same exact sound. It's the same. You have to put your mouth the same way.
That's correct.
To make the word cis man or cis woman or little sister or a breast cis.
But see, the thing is, what he's trying to say is when he say that the word
is what I'm talking about.
Is when you speak words out, the universe, the enemy. They don't have a way of discerning what you mean. So it's kind of like when you always saying like, oh, this person gets on my nerves. They make me sick. Oh, I'm dead. When you're laughing at something, the enemy doesn't know that. So when your cells start down on the inside, you start going through depression, stuff starts going on in your body and your mind and your life, and you don't understand what's happening. It's because you spoke these things into existence. That's what he means by these words are spells, because words are spell binding. So when you're saying sis, and it's sounding like
now getting your face beat, because now getting your face beat is something positive, apparently, right? Oh yeah, girl, that face, your face is beat.
But
right? Oh, that means her makeup is
in retrospect, what you're saying is you understand the concept. It's not like I beat her face.
No,
it's different when how you say it.
No, we don't.
Because it was like, oh, girl,
no, I'm saying that beat means beat.
Meaning. It's like words,
but it's also a vegetable.
Right, but words have meaning. It's like,
linguistics.
Words have meaning. That's literally what comes down to.
This guy's dropped major knowledge on linguistics here.
What do you say?
Linguistics.
Words have meaning. That's what it comes down to.
Spells. It's language. It's confusion. It's the World Wide Web.
It's the dialect. Because if I was, again, here goes the random word.
You can get some water.
On this phone can get
oh wait, somebody gotta get off though, because
that's the word.
Keep trying to beg to get on though.
Right? That's the word. Hey girl, bitch. When you
When
say hi, it's like, ooh, that's my friend. But if you're like, she's such a bitch, that means it's a problem. So it's all about dialect and the delivery.
No, actually, both ways you called your friend a female dog. Whether you called her a bitch is a bitch. You could have internal
So
meanings
let's take it a step further. Why do we keep using the N word in music?
You gotta understand, sis, it's a law. It's vibration. It's the world. It's law of vibration and correspondence. The world does not operate on your feelings or your how you intend to think of something means or whatever. Everything has a certain frequency.
Okay,
and
so what is the true definition per? No, hold on. What's the true definition of the N word? Because I don't even say it. And Diamond knows that you will never hear me say the N word. What's the true definition of the N word? What is it?
Person is what I
ignorant. Boom. So then, in your analogy, I'm gonna flip your analogy back on you. Why do we have such a problem then with other races saying the word when the definition means?
Because they say nigger.
No, even without an even without an if that man in the right hand corner of our phone was to say the N word, I mean, everybody's gonna have an uproar. Why is that a problem when the definition means what it means?
People is emotionally charged. People is emotionally charged and driven.
Not the word though. Like it ain't another. It's like nigga got it's his own thing.
Yeah, and it's consequences and repercussions. Ain't no such thing as an uproar. It's cause and effect. Ain't no such thing as an uproar. It's cause and effect. Why are you bringing up a word?
Because I understand the original meaning.
Because the devil comes to bring confusion.
Anyone that knows me, I would never say that word. I've known this woman on this phone for over 15 years. I have never said that word because I understand honestly two things: the hatred that comes behind it, hatred that comes behind it, and also what it means, ignorance. I'm not about to sit up and
actually pre fucking European trying to give everybody a definition to the fucking words. Ethiopia 1594, 1564, 1496, niggas, NEGUS, right? It's language, it's spells, and actually mean kings. But the way the English language works, every single word I can spell it differently. Every single word that you say, I can use the English language to spell it differently. So with that being said, being educated about that, so then the real word means king. No, so then the real word means the real word of the definition of nigga means emperor, king, ruler, god. Right? And then people who's saying it in ignorance are the ones that's ignorant. Reason to call anyone that. She's never heard. You never had no reason to call someone a king, emperor, ruler, god? Not in my life. So then that's what's up.
You gotta stop.
And you never had no reason to call someone ignorant.
I'm gonna let that piece. Never in my life.
And you never had no reason to call someone ignorant.
And I've never used that word either. Again.
Have you called someone ignorant?
Well, you have.
Have you ever called someone ignorant?
You have used the word.
Have you ever used the I word? Have you ever used the I? That's offensive. You know why it's offensive? Because it's an equal. You know, this is mathematics. It means the same. You just said it means the same thing as nigga. You just said ignorant mean the same thing as nigga. So when you say ignorant, then you're saying nigga, but you're trying to think that people is slow. And they're not making a correlation. Words have definitions and they have meanings and they're powerful. That's how you could build a mountain or destroy. Oh my bad, babe. Destroy a house. You feel me? Destroy the whole joint.
What I'm getting at is I don't use any word that is supposed to be deflected or anything. And that's what I said. I hope that it on my screen
You're a liar. You're a liar. I don't believe you. You're a fucking liar. I've seen you sit here and lie multiple times to my face. And you rejected knowledge. And you said you have no use for the Bible verse after you was trying to reference and ask for the verse, and then we gave it to you, and you said you wasn't going to look it up. So now I'm just tired of you just being a devil's advocate, you feel me, on points that have no devil's advocacy. It's all 100% true. So now I don't believe you. And I just met you, and yes, I don't believe you. You cool, you said some valid points, but I don't believe you. Now you need to smoke. No. That better be some weed, or of course not. Oh no, I don't smoke weed. No, I'm not
smoke weed. No, it's just a little
I know you don't smoke weed. You in the
watermelon. No, because you probably think I'm lying. Knowing you, watermelon. Knowing you.
She's smoking a lab. She's smoking a pen that was made in the lab. It ain't even been enough data. It ain't even been enough data for the effect of that.
If I die today, somebody's gonna be rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all finna die someday. Whether it's off of the pen, whether it's from crime.
But where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go though? That's where it brings full circle back. You feel me? Some people don't care about salvation.
I said that earlier.
Some people want
I said to another place. I did say that earlier.
You did.
Don't do that. I said to another place. I did say that earlier.
Nah,
right.
This shit got ended. I didn't know we was gonna have a podcast on.
I did say that's another place.
Yeah, I jumped in the middle of it when you guys were grilling at it.
I'm coming tomorrow. I'm finna get my motherfucking car. I'm coming.
Holy.
We fighting.
Do we need like a seance now? Now you guys need a seance, and you guys need to come together with a reconciliation. Because I came in the middle of it, you guys were like attacking each other.
Yeah. You and your friend. That's why we.
They talking very fast.
Who, me?
Oh, but Perfect American. They must be the world.
Which one is your? Are you the?
I talk super fast. My bad. I be hyped.
Who is uptown?
I thought you wanted to join.
Yeah, but not. This person wanted to join. They've been trying to do the request, but it's only 4 people.
Okay.
But I was letting this dialogue go to see if it was gonna go to something else or somebody. Maybe someone had to
since
go.
Somebody else wants to join in, you know, I'll be the first person to say, like, I respect people's time. Thank you guys for having me on your live. I appreciate the dialogue. It was nice meeting you guys. Nice talking to y'all.
It was beautiful hearing your perspective.
And you know what, Coral? I love you in the name of Jesus.
Hey.
And I will see you guys later.
You just had to do that. You had to do that.
She branded the love. She branded the love. You. Do you reject that?
Wow.
You accept or reject?
Yeah.
People think you guys are like, you know,
Just break it down.
I love
attack each other.
yeah.
I love it. He said, that or do you reject that?
Reject. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like she was saying with her niece or now nephew, like, you accept people for that. Like, I love Sluta. I've known her, my God, 17 years almost. Like, you know, like,
I'm gonna tell her if I look familiar to her.
She's known me since I was 16. I'm about to be 32. Like, we've grown together. I've known her in a different space than where she is. Like, I will meet her halfway for who she is. I don't have to agree with her. I don't have to accept who she is. But I respect her enough to hear her side and to still respect her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never cut her off because of her stance. Because she's valued that grounds her. So I would never I'm with a friend no more. No, I would never do that to her.
Oh, you call me Ray.
What's your name?
What's up, bro?
Hey,
You call me Ray.
Welcome.
How you doing? What's up?
What's up, Ray? So you seen some of the dialogue and you was tuning in and everything. I seen some of your comments. What would you like to share in voice?
Man, I think the biggest thing I was trying to get across was that, you know, being that the trans community is a part of the LGBTQ. The reason why I feel like it's a really important thing that they're represented and that T is there is because of how much they have done for the movement and for the Pride movement. And, you know, even the fact that there's a Pride parade and Stonewall and just a lot of the history that goes behind LGBTQ and just where they've come from and how they got in there. And so just like if you just go back and read or listen to any dialogue from interviews and them talking about like how it was during Stonewall and the AIDS movement and the whole nine, it kind of brought in the picture and understanding like, oh, okay, like this is more than just you know, pretty much, you know, who's sleeping with who and how people feel. You know, this is self-identity. This is representation. This is homage and people finding family within one another. This is bigger than, you know what I'm saying, when we look at it and how we feel. And the reason why there isn't a parade for people that are heterosexuals, because people that are heterosexual have a voice. We see it in media. We see it in movies and TV shows. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be, you know, girl meets boy, and the typical nuclear family is always going to be represented with mom and dad. So I'm heterosexual myself. We have a voice. You can flip on any movie, TV show, like we're going to be prominent. We're going to have something that's there for us. But it's people who are part of the LGBTQ community who don't have a voice, who haven't been represented, who haven't seen themselves or their stories in the theaters or in, you know what I'm saying, in anything as much that hasn't been created by them or had people that are part of the LGBTQ. Now, so let's say kids have a voice. We see it in everyday media. Now, you didn't see that in the 80s. You didn't see it in the 90s. You didn't see it in the early 2000s. But that's because change. That's because progress starts to happen. You didn't see black faces in a lot of the media. Even like the 90s was such a golden time for us because you had Martin, you had Living Single, and like all these things started to happen. Like this, like a lot of stuff is new. I think a lot of people get caught up in what's going on right now. And the fact that, you know, we have all this stuff and people take it for granted, people take advantage of it, and, you know, they make complaints and they make all this, but it's like 20 plus years ago, and I know that seems like it's a long time, but it really wasn't, because people are still have a fresh memory of Bush and 9/11. We talk about it all the time. It's why this country moves the way it is.
it's still very new. It feels like it's been here for a long time, but it's still very new.
But on your concept, like you said, who was everybody's granddad, right? Cosby, right? Well, he was everybody's family show.
Yeah.
What was it? The Cosby Show.
Yeah, the Cosby's, and it was groundbreaking to see a
that
black family that was educated and was a nuclear family.
That man is weird. Also, R. Kelly is weird, but my God, I have to be ignorant. Motherfucker, I can't see nothing wrong with a bump ride.
Well, listen, I can't comment on the nature of what they've done behind closed doors. I can because I don't know. They're in court right now. That's between their lawyers.
No, Cosby, it wasn't closed doors. He was doing it like public.
It was closed doors because until Hannibal Buress made a joke about it in 2000.
I've heard like other comedians and actors who they were like talking about like
jokes, but
he
they
was
also
doing
made
stuff
jokes
like
at the father from not Family Matters, from Full House. They always talk about him and children, but you didn't see a big case about him.
The point I'm getting at is even our
Bob Saget's been accused pedophile,
and he was gay and like children. What I'm getting at is we as a society in our age, clearly the COVID babies don't, but we have so many memories with bad people. Because at the end of the day, like I said, R. Kelly, my God, I love him. I love the music. But my God, he's sick, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be honest. Like, Ali was 16.
Yeah, well, 14, 12.
Yeah.
But
right.
we
13.
Because what is sexual assault? If you're 16 and 25, now that's statutory.
We can talk about. So what's the whole point of talking about R. Kelly? What's the point of talking about R. Kelly?
Somebody had a question though for you.
Yeah.
Ray, right? They said, but do you think that children should be exposed to the indecent activities going on at the pride parade?
That question.
Children.
So much on that.
Listen, children, and
nobody's supporting that.
No.
Okay,
I mean, who's supporting that? Like,
but
most,
let's get down to the root of it. How did children get there? Clearly, their parents. It's all about parental guidance. Whatever your child is exposed to is based on what the parent is doing. So if you got TV on and you got crazy stuff on the TV, if you're using foul language around them, if you can talk about, you know what I'm saying, whatever money, it's all about the parents. So you got to look at the parents. Whatever the adults are doing, that's up. That you shouldn't blame the adults for, you know what I'm saying, expressing themselves, feeling free in their body, feeling free in their sexuality. It's about what the parental guidance is doing. If a child has a gun, an adult probably brought that gun, or they're in a place where there is no parental guidance and no one's viewing what they're doing, and they're able to get a gun, have a gun, bring it to school. So it's about parental guidance. It's like we shouldn't be blaming the world around them. Like the whole point of having parents is to be guided into the right direction, so that way you are exposed to what you're supposed to be exposed to at your age, and to have the things that you're supposed to have around at your age. If your mom and dad are smoking weed in the living room, and now you have asthma, or you're bound to doing drugs and all that stuff, that's your parents. You shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be holding people accountable. You got to hold the parents accountable, man. That's how I feel about it.
Okay. Yo, what do y'all think about what do y'all think about trans women participating in women's sports?
Be specific. Be more specific. What do you mean?
Any Olympics.
Like,
and
a man who's now a woman running track against women.
Wait. So
or
like a dude who's biological dude, or you're be specific.
The UFC. The UFC man, I forget his name. He was a man. He kept getting beat up. He got to a girl, and then
let's just talk about the basic stand of Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner. As we know, Jenner was one of the best.
Male,
I don't play the
sport. Right. In terms of running and track. Yeah, he was really good. He was really good for a minute.
The Catholic.
But as you know, if she now, who identifies and has, done the surgery, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all know Caitlyn Jenner, or Bruce Jenner at the time, tons of gold medals. I do think that I'm a heart-to-heart, soul-to-souls. I respect trans. My best friends are trans, but no, we cannot do sports. Cannot.
So what if we had a co-wrecking with that? What does that matter?
We could do like trans sports teams. Sure, if we're gonna do like trans.
I mean, I used to play against women's soccer players, and they were just good. What's the?
No.
So we used to have. So when I used to play travel soccer, I used to play women.
About women's boxing, and they said that if Mike Tyson had decided to get, to turn trans, should we let Mike Tyson fight against women?
I'm gonna cut to the point here. I'm not an athlete. I haven't trained for the Olympics. I haven't done swimming. I haven't done running, football, basketball. Leave that up to the athletes. They have democracy. They could talk.
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off. Think of Bruce Jenner. Think of Bruce Jenner.
Council sit down and write this out. I shouldn't have an opinion on that. I'm not an athlete.
You have to think as you as a male. Hypothetically, I know you don't want to. I know you as a male talking. You cannot do that. Because
correct.
I'm just being real. Like how? Okay. Why do I have an opinion? That's okay. But like I
asked your opinion on this. Bruce Jenner, after he made his transition to Caitlyn Jenner, then won Woman of the Year.
But not for sports.
No. Oh, yeah, that means all women. She's the Woman of the Year.
Nothing to do with what we're talking about in our conversation. We're talking about sports, dude.
We're
talking about
you brought
sports.
Up. No, we're talking about.
The conversation was about sports. The conversation was.
We're talking about now.
You think transgender?
What are you guys? Why are you guys arguing? Wait, what are you?
I asked a simple question because she mentioned Bruce Jenner, which Caitlyn Jenner, which won Woman of the Year over all the other women
her beautiful.
That was
How
born
are you
women.
Gonna get mad that society found her beautiful? You might have not.
Who's talking about Kim Kardashian's dad? You talking about Kim Kardashian's dad?
Is that her biological dad?
I'm trying to meet you halfway and say that I do not think that Caitlyn Jenner should play in a female sport. What her looks like.
So wait, what if we had a correct game? What if we had a correct game, like where you know what I'm saying? What if we had correct games? I used to play correct. We played correct. What's the difference? Correct means mix.
Co-ed.
Or I used to train. We used to train against women as I played travel.
Right.
So what's
men and women train against each other? But I do not think that Caitlyn Jenner, who still has male testosterone,
saying about Caitlyn Jenner. Forget Caitlyn.
Built up in her stomach,
the original.
did not be able to fight a female. No.
Forget Caitlyn Jenner. I'm saying, like, what is the difference if I'm?
I don't think a man who is transition, who is Carmen, who is one of the most beautiful female that a lot of people.
I hear you. I'm saying forget Caitlyn Jenner. Don't worry about
fight me as a female. What are we talking about?
Well, his question was, what do you think about? His question was, people play in sports. So I'm saying, well, what if it's correct? I mean,
if it's all men.
Okay.
I don't think that I disagree.
I mean, we get our asses kicked by the women too. So I don't think hormones have anything to do with your athletic ability because it's like.
That's not true, bro.
Got our asses kicked by the women. I told you. I played high level soccer. I'm telling you, your hormones don't. Your athletic ability is based off whether you're taking care of your body.
Have you ever seen like a linebacker as a female that could probably play in the NFL? No.
I'm not talking about football though. I'm talking about soccer. That's why I was saying. That's why when you asked the question, I said which sport.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. I get it. Sports are all
women
different.
should, I guess, participate.
Sports are all different. That's what I'm saying. That's when you asked the question originally. I said, which sport are you talking about? So I agree with you. Football is completely different. Right.
Yeah.
The reason we can talk about tennis. Serena Williams was so dominant. She was born a woman. Her and her sister Venus was so dominant. But guess what? What did they say to try and take her down after she won all of these
But in
things?
your defense, it wasn't she because she was dominant because she's a transgender. It's because she's the dominant fucking female.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you. I'm saying not because of whether or not. Yeah. Right.
That's right.
Initial question before the gentleman came off the phone, he's not even here anymore, was about sports with transgenders. I'm saying I disagree with that. Any sport. I don't care if it's swimming. I don't care if it's volleyball. I don't care if it's picking flowers. I do not think there should be any competition.
So you that trans women are really men.
Is, if we are going to do any sport with transgender men or female, they should play in their gender born before transitioning title.
Oh, okay. So that's the only time we want to recognize their birth sex.
No.
If they
for
want
me,
to play sports.
I'm very cognitive to realize that in our female over here, that her niece was female to male. That motherfucker ain't gonna tackle me. Because she has been pumped up with testosterone. She is not going to tackle me. That's what's not going to happen. Okay?
There are very strong
females that transition from female to male
strong
pumped up with testosterone.
Tackling.
We ain't even get that deep. We're not going to do that.
But like,
I just think
you're saying, it's almost like I'm not trying to put words in my mouth, but it almost sounds like you're saying, like, if you don't have testosterone, you can't be strong, which is not true.
No,
okay, I'm just clarifying to the audience.
Like I said, when we were talking about tennis player,
right?
Oh my God, Kardashian.
Serena
What's his name?
And her sister. Yeah.
No, the man that went to female.
Oh, I don't know who you're talking about now.
Jenner.
Nope. Why they just have their own
okay,
category?
That's
because
it still wouldn't work out. It still would not work out. Jenner, if Jenner was to play in a female tournament, Caitlyn Jenner would still whoop all the fucking females' ass because two things: skills and her fucking testosterone, which is natural born. Like, I'm ignorant to the fact of what transgender and transition means. Like we can't be goofy.
When we talking, like, I'm gonna take it to the world's strongest man, and because now, because you say you can't be goofy, but some people would say calling women is goofy. Calling women men is goofy.
If they've transitioned their physical altercation, that's not goofy. That's how they feel. Psychological, that's not your place to speak on, sir. That's how they feel. That's not goofy. That's goofy to you, but psychologically they feel as a gender.
So wait, so you're saying that them participating in
what
sports.
I'm getting at is, I do not think that Caitlyn Jenner, who is transitioned as a female, should participate against Serena Williams, actually, which is a similar sport.
That's fair.
Due to the fact,
because she's really biologically right.
That Caitlyn Jenner has so much male testosterone still built up, and her career was different standards as a male when she won it. When she was a male, you cannot compare. I don't know why we're having this conversation.
Because
look at the
what's happening right now.
Look at the
who are transitioning or that's literally what's going on in society right now. Like as the person said, I know the person said, if she declined in this training, this is in all different sports, it's happening. So his question is relevant because this is what people are trying to do. Right. And this perspective is totally.
And I made it very clear. I do not think that transgender people should play in the opposite sport. I think they
totally fair. Your perspective is fair.
Given that they're with. That's
it. And then to the point of strength, before you was talking about the point of strength in men and women, just a fun fact: world's strongest man and world's strongest woman. You know, they be I'm
not talking about lifting, but
they've been doing that. In the deadlift, the world record for women in the deadlift is 625 pounds, whereas the world record for men in the deadlift is 1,100.
I get what you're saying. There's different types of strength. Strength is not the same in different sports, right? But I hear you.
No, I have.
What does that mean?
Lifting doesn't mean a man. So then you take a man who it's still the same conversation. You already said you didn't agree with it, but you take a man from World's Strongest Man, he didn't even place, but then you take him to compete in World's Strongest Women, and then
I'm getting at it. I think
deadlifting again, every sport
female as a female could whoop Caitlyn Jenner, which was prior Bruce 100%. The difference is, I think that if Serena was to go against Bruce now, which is now Caitlyn, Bruce has the height on Serena, which is not fair from a female perspective. I think that Bruce, who was born as a male, which is now Caitlyn, if he was to get, or she, excuse me, was to go on a tennis match against Serena, there are different biological aspects that are not going to be fair. So I'm going to disagree with your statement. I think that if we're going to do a trans sport, it needs to be trans males to females against trans males to females, not males and females and how we feel now. No, I do not agree with that. I do not think that Caitlyn Jenner, who is transitioned as a female, should be playing a sport against Serena Williams and they play the same sport. No, there are biological things that we cannot control, unfortunately. We just can't.
So you're saying
cannot.
I might gotta get off.
I can't fix that. I can't fix height. I can't fix strength. I can't fix past muscle memory.
So forget about the trans aspect. What about people who are just in heights and have to play sports anyway?
No. If that's your biology.
So then you have to be. Everybody's got to be the same height then.
No. What I'm getting at.
So I'm confused. There's always disadvantages. No. I'm not even talking about trans. It's a completely different topic now.
Because men and female don't play. It's not called the WNBA.
Again, I said that I used to play against women.
No,
was that unfair?
It's called the WNBA for a reason and the NBA for a reason.
I'm not saying there should be different leagues. I'm just saying sometimes you can have like men and women.
Sure, in your free time. I'm talking about athletes. That's
what I'm saying. Athletes. I'm saying I play sports against. I'm posing like I'm using the logic. Okay. I'm just saying, like, was there an inherent disadvantage for either side when we play?
Definitely. Do you not think that LeBron and Candace, there's a disadvantage?
You're using other examples. I'm saying when I played soccer,
I gave you LeBron and Candace.
I'm not talking about LeBron.
I gave.
You're picking a rare athlete. I'm saying when I played soccer against women, was there an inherent disadvantage to either side?
Yes, genetics. How? Oh my God, height.
We had different. There were tall women and small women on that team. So
LeBron and Candace are two different heights. Also, women play NBA. We have these things called breast. Women don't like to get.
They beat us.
LeBron doesn't matter.
Sometimes, so the breast didn't hold them back.
Wow, dude, you have no idea what I'm even saying at all.
Okay, I'm listening to you, but you're saying they had a disadvantage.
No. I'm not saying disadvantage. Okay, they are Olympics and gladiators in their own field. Everyone else is a beast for WNBA, and everyone else, LeBron is a beast for the NBA. What are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking about here?
NBA too.
I was saying when I played soccer, I said, was there an hit?
Talk about the NBA. Ask me.
What's up? No, I was just saying when I played soccer, I was saying, was there an inherent disadvantage when we played women? Did either side have a disadvantage?
Women are probably faster than men with their feet.
No, I mean sometimes we beat them and sometimes they beat us.
I don't know. Like I would have to Google soccer. I'm not a soccer player. Like what I'm getting, there's all different sports that have an advantage for male or female. It's a proven fact. It's society. It's a scientific. Like I would have to Google that.
Gotcha.
For like,
I mean, Candace Parker would beat me at basketball.
Do you really see like the baseball team for females? No.
There are really good softball, baseball female players who are better than me.
If you were born as a woman or born as a man, biologically.
Oh, okay.
I hear you.
But I am. So what I'm saying is that what makes it so difficult is like, okay, we could play regular sports with, you know what I mean? Like if you was born, we just born regular. But with the trans people, they're taking hormones. So it's extra.
I totally agree.
That's what makes it unfair.
I said I did not.
Other
than that, we could compete against each other, but the fact that they're taking extra drugs
I totally feel
making it even more enhanced on that. But other than that, I think that playing together, like competing together, sometimes we play games and we compete and we play basketball sometimes, like, you know, shooting around and different stuff. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's not, it's a little different because like you said, on the athletics, you could win. Like, you know, but when it comes to like steroids or whatever, we know that in these sports,
well, that's why all
illegal.
those players in the baseball got in trouble, like Mark McGwire, right? And that's what I'm saying. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
So then why? How about let's go non-physical sport and chess. And let's talk about chess,
I don't
right?
know any chess players. I won't lie to you.
You don't know how to play chess?
That I will say, maybe I'm ignorant. I will say I'm ignorant. I think that statistically, again, I might be ignorant. I think that's usually a male, and I don't want to say that's a male sport. No, but what I will say is I don't know how to play.
Chess is only strategy and just moving pieces on the board. But they got women competing against women and men competing against men, right? And they don't even have competing against women in chess.
I've never followed
women? Women should compete against men on chess. That was that was why I was bringing up the soccer point.
But guess what? It's crazy, but it's the chess players.
They scared.
That's why I brought up. That's why I was bringing.
It's just,
that's why I was bringing up.
Know how to play chess?
I'm sorry. Yeah, what's up?
I hate that.
That's mastered.
No, it's like you gotta be able to think ahead.
Yeah, you have to like watch the game.
I don't. Watching chess is more fun for me. I don't like to play it, but that's cool. Chess is cool.
I'm a spades player. I count cards.
That's cool too, but cards are cool. Cards is just as cool. It's the same kind of thing. You got like when you play cards, you gotta like keep track of the cards in your hand and shit. I got
the preference thing. We're not here to judge.
Oh yeah, you talking about it's he talking about Queen's Gambit, but that lady was actually black. The Queen's Gambit lady was actually black, but they made her white. And the Netflix
it's a preference thing. I've never, you know what I think it is? I think I never got in chess. It's kind of slow game. You can kind of chill, talk. Spades is you like play. Hopefully, if it's
that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's why I never got into chess too much, and the math behind it. Like once to the front, you had to go diagonal and
the way the pieces move is weird in chess. I agree with you. The way the pieces have to move is like weird because you got to like some of them are L's and some of them are the diagonals. Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. Chess is weird. It is.
It's just game has rules.
Sure,
well,
but it's like
what I just said, then you won't acknowledge what I'm saying at all. You just acknowledge what I was saying. So if you can't, then you're not getting it.
I acknowledge what you're saying. Yo, don't be like that with me.
I'm crying.
I got you on this line. All it takes is one button.
I'm crying.
All it takes is one button. I've been letting you go crazy. I've been letting like. Oh wait, we've been
talking
on 2
hot
hours.
button topics,
Oh, all right, 2 hours.
It's like so hot button. Oh,
What'd you say?
It's all hot button. It's making people. You know what I mean?
Right.
We can't.
We forget
nothing.
the
That's
time and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on our screen, on our phone, it's still showing Ray. It's on here.
Ray's spirit was,
but he's frozen. Ray's still here.
Right.
But on my but on our other stream, I can see that it's not showing him on the on y'all's.
No.
Is he showing on y'all's stream?
Like,
no, that's
add somebody.
Instagram is like their coding is screwed up. They got to hire new programmers.
Okay.
You can see because like you'll be on Instagram and it's like it gets all. It's just they need better coding. But anyway.
Yeah,
like
it won't let us add them.
It thinks it's 4 people in there, so it won't let us add you, bro. We're not purposefully keeping you out of the conversation, just so you know.
Thank you, Ray. Yeah.
Perspective.
I think if you can leave, then you can add us back in.
Oh, all right, cool. All right, so.
Oh, like get somebody out first.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay. All right, she left. Dang, Ray's
That's
still
weird.
there.
I can't see him. So yeah, it's weird. That's what I'm saying. Their coding is weird. Their coding is buggy, bro. Like they must have some kind of problems with their coding, because we don't even see them.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, yeah,
he's been
that
frozen
hasn't
the
even,
whole
dude.
time.
When he like that was like 20 minutes ago. I didn't even. It dropped off my page.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm telling you, their programming is buggy, but you know, it's still fun to use Instagram.
Yeah.
Reset the guest. Yo, B-boy, it's been a pleasure. About to bring you right back, though.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
If it's gonna work if we reset. All right. Bet. Okay, that works. So now it's just us.
Yeah.
All right. If anybody trying to get up on the live, holla at us. Make sure you send.
Sonny?
All right. So we just tried to add Ray. We accepted your request. Let's see. Is anybody on here? All right. Who else do we want to get in here? Yo, no, you still on, bro?
He came on and off.
He did.
Diamond, you was lit too. I appreciate everybody that added.
Oh, it worked. Yeah.
All right, you back. Okay, yo.
There you go. You worked it.
Diamond, send a request.
Diamond, you was lit too. I appreciate everybody.
You can bring Diamond back in. I'd love to hear her perspective. Diamond's awesome.
Okay, yo. Diamond, send a request. Oh, wow, bro. Nah. Yo, Coral. Yo, now I can hear us out of your speaker, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, I had two phones on. That's bad. I had two phones on. I fixed it.
Oh.
I was doing. That's why I fixed it.
But it's all types of stuff.
Yeah, we doing prank tricks. Hey, what's up?
Hi, guys.
Her perspective is cool.
Thank you for having me back.
What's poppin'?
I personally agree with you guys. So what?
Oh wait, we ain't never hear your poem though.
Actually, I don't have a poem, but I don't mind dropping one of my songs for y'all though. I will do that.
Please.
I'll drop some Diamond Studded music for y'all. Since y'all in Puerto Rico, I'm gonna bless y'all with the Spanish track. It's called Dame Tu Dinero. It's featuring Trinidad Cardona, Lisa Finet, and Ice Cold Twins. No, I'm not Spanish, but since we can be whatever we want to be, I guess I identify as Colombian, right?
Yo, Coral, it's not. We sending
a request, y'all. I don't know why it's not letting y'all.
We accepted your request, Coral.
I'm gonna hit you with my Spanish song. It's called Dame Tu Dinero.
Retry it, Coral. Redo it. I'm telling you, Instagram's all buggy.
This is a song about God.
What? No, this song
about
is
God.
Dame Tu Dinero, which means give me your money.
Oh shit. Oh, so it's a song from the church to the people. So it's a song from the church.
This is like when I was, heavily making my secular music, but I haven't like recorded no songs probably in like the past 6 months because my brain just hasn't been, in that space when I was like dropping all these ratchet hood songs. But like, if you check out my category, my music is like as if you mix Lil Kim with Too Short.
What's my favorite word? Oh, yo.
That's the only word I heard out the song.
Yo, we couldn't hear your music.
It was too far from the speaker. You gotta put it close to the phone.
Hold on, not the church to the people, right? Yeah. Yo, hey, yo, I'm trying to accept. I accepted Ray. I accepted Coral. Which one of y'all gonna come back on?
Well, can you hear it now?
Crazy.
See, it's probably because it's the TV upstairs is tripping. But
it's low. I mean, we can hear it kind of. It's low.
It's low. We can't hear the words in the beat for real. We can hear something.
I should probably go get my iRig that thing where you can plug your phone up to your interface and it'll play through the actual speakers. I'm gonna have to go on the other side of the house to get it. It's called an iRig. IRIG.
Oh, yo, Nelson said rap it. Just rap that shit. Just rap that shit. Rap it.
Live, like, don't
So
be scared.
I'll give y'all some shit. Let's see. Let me get a beat and I'm gonna rap a song for y'all.
You need to do an acapella. What's up? We can't hear your music in any way.
I got it. Okay. See, you put me on the spot, but I got you. Okay. Okay. I said I don't trust no nigga. I don't love no bitch. And if you ain't getting money, suck my dick. It's a hot girl summer, diamond studded. I'm a city boy, hail from Chicago, so you know I'm repping Illinois. Pippin' and I'm whipping in your city in a brand new toy. Dame tu dinero y tu putas también. Better watch out before I take your bitch. Yeah, my game is so strong, I can make you trick. Yeah, dame tu dinero y tu putas también. Usarte para todo tu dinero. Y tu putas va a venir conmigo. Ve tu yo te espero. Break a nigga just for play. 2K like NBA.
Okay.
Good rhythm there. You got the rhythm.
You said. I see why you said secular now, cause like words of Coral Rod.
Yeah.
That ain't Jesus.
Like,
but it was hot.
My songs ain't Jesus. Like that's why. Like in this, that's why I had to take a break since I've been trying to work on myself. I was like, I can't be like putting out this type of content, but it's there. It's like once you put it on the internet, it's there. So when you look it up, you can find it. Like it's there. Like I got a song called SMD where it says, I don't give a fuck about a bitch because we all know a bitch ain't shit. Throw your money in the air like a motherfucking player. Tell a bitch you can suck my dick. And like it hit and it'd be like, everything paid for, I need mine. Shoes up cause the real on the decline. 5 Series shorty, giant like BJ, rings like carrot, turn up like a king say. You ain't talking paper, then I can't concur. Hot boxing black water, everything a blur. Blood on my soul, that's a Louboutin. Belt on my waist, that's a Goyard. Hey, cougar on my wrist, that's a Cartier. And yeah, my time cost, bitch, you gotta pay. Put some miles on the phone through a couple states. Politicking independent on the interstate. So like my songs was really not Jesus, but they smacked.
So when I
like it's been a minute since I actually like, and I have a studio in my house. I could like take y'all over there and see it, but like I just have.
All right. Now fuck that. Next time I talk to you, you gotta have a Jesus track.
Jesus track, ASAP.
You gotta have a Jesus track.
My mind to it. Yeah, like I haven't been in that mindset to just be like, yeah, let me go like make some shit like, cause
now we're challenging you.
Do it for Jesus.
Do it for Jesus.
But yeah,
Cool. I'm accepting it. Please,
yeah,
please work. Please let it work.
I'm gonna make a song that's just like gonna talk about like my journey and like the type of things that like made me transition into just like looking at the world and taking the world for what it is and looking at it from a spiritual perspective instead of looking at it through the eyes of the flesh. Because for so long, like I've lived, like I've been in the streets, like I didn't, committed crimes for means of income. Like I have, done like a lot of things that like. I haven't been proud of, essentially, you know what I'm saying, to get to where I'm at and to have the things that I want. And then like now I'm at a point where I'm starting to realize that the world is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm starting to realize like, and maybe a lot of the things that I was doing contributed to like the world being fucked up, at least like me probably fucking up people by, the role that I played in their life. And that's something that I had to repent for and, take back, and it took a lot for me to get to that point though too. Like it didn't happen overnight. I didn't just wake up and decide like, oh, I'm finna just stop doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or I don't want to participate in this. What I started to realize is that the devil's biggest tool was to convince people that he didn't exist and to convince us that we had an unlimited amount of time to get it right. So like in the back of your mind, you're always thinking like, okay, when I go to sleep tonight, I could pray, I could tell God to forgive me, I can start over, I can do it again. But like, we can't put a time limit on our time here because we don't know how long God is going to allow us to be on earth and breathe his breath in our body. We don't understand the type of demonic covenants and curses that we make and this type of stuff that even might be on our bloodline, because a lot of times the things that we suffering, like we probably didn't have nothing to do with it, but it's like it's the bloodline.
Say right here in the Bible, how you talk about the sins of your great. You say your sins is gonna show up.
Yeah, like
great,
generational curses is real. And so it got to the point where I had to, like, I read a book by Pastor James Solomon, and it's called Deliverance from Demonic Covenants and Curses, where it was just breaking down like how we have the ability to, you know, rebuke things and be the generational curse breaker, and how we can be the change in our family, you know, to stop these type of things. And I'm like, you know what, if I'm
all right. So with that being said, because it was a question raised while you was rapping, and so since you did bring up a valid point, we don't know how long we're gonna be here on earth. Doesn't Jesus inspire you enough to at least have one song? You should do that before you go to sleep, because you know waking up not even promised. You feel me? You should drop a joint. You should waking up not even promised. You need to have a song that actually reflects the lifestyle changes in which you made in your spirituality, that then inspire people, or the people that's already in that belief system actually have some songs to live that, that righteous life.
You know,
too.
I'm not opposed to that, you know, to be part, like, I'm not going to sit up and be like, no, I'm not going to make that song. Like, you know, I'm big enough to accept your challenge. And, you know, I'm a, you know, sit down with my cousin. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Paris Bueller, but he's the one, Bueller, he like invented that drill shit from Chicago. So I'm gonna sit down with, you know, my cousin, and, you know, give me some tracks, and, you know, come up in there and create some greatness. And then I'll definitely go ahead and drop it into your inbox and stuff like that, so you can have a chance to check it out. Like I'm not ducking no challenge. I'm not
That's
ducking no challenge.
That's
like,
awesome.
At all.
Yeah.
So like I'm with it.
That sounds lit.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You know, we definitely would support that.
That's inspiring.
Yeah, but like, it's just like, you know, I appreciate y'all. You know, thank you for the dialogue. You know, thank you guys for allowing us to share your platform to have these type of conversations. Because like a lot of stuff, you know, people are afraid of having certain conversations because they're afraid of being canceled. And they're afraid of like people not liking them or talking crazy about them on the internet. Like, I'd rather people cancel me on the internet than me be canceled in Christ. And that's something that I had to really come to the realization of. Like, if you stand for, you know, nothing, you'll fall for anything. And so like, I did make a lot of poor choices. Like, I did do a lot of stuff that I may not be proud of. Like, I did, you know, live a certain lifestyle. I did walk a certain walk. And I
you better get that money, girl.
You said,
that's a test.
You know, I feel like
make an
I
album
have to go
about
through those things, because people not gonna listen to and believe somebody who ain't never went through it. It's like somebody telling you like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, and they've never done it before. The likelihood of you
thinking highly of people too much. Most people don't even use their brains. They just gonna listen to whatever they told. That's how this gangster rap shit got, and all this drill shit. It might be some few killers, but the ones that's making them big bucks ain't doing none of that shit. You feel me? People believe in them like it is.
Yeah, because it's
in the minds of the youth. But guess what? You say he don't even do no drugs, but he came out with a song.
You gotta think though, like, and this is just like, if Future did as much drugs as he rapped about, he wouldn't even be able to perform in the capacity that he's performing and being able to put out the music and perform at these shows. So
right.
Listen to somebody say they're doing downers all day. Like, how was he? Yeah, like how?
Right. Well, it's all for like cred, right? They just do it for cred.
Like, he wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't have the ability to close those type of deals.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
Because like Future is like a big brand, man, for like major fashion houses like Hugo Boss and so many other companies outside of music. So if he was really, you know, that strung out on drugs, these big Fortune 500 companies would not have him as like the face of their business and their brand. And he doesn't look like a person that's a junkie. Like, you can look at a person and tell when they strung out. Like, your physical body shows it.
He don't even smoke weed. He don't even no more.
Yeah, right. He's full of shit, right? Or it's for image or whatever. Right, like you said.
It's because the labels also have stakes and they own the prisons as well. So you promote criminality because you could get sales for this artist, but then the lifestyle to Ray's point, the children who don't have the parental guidance or whatever will begin to adopt a lifestyle that they hear in music, and then they'll go to jail, and then that gets them paid double. You got paid when the young boy bought the song, when he went to the concert, and then
got paid off the nigga making the song.
You get paid off future, and then when the boy go to jail.
Well, the banks, the major banks invest.
Yep, exactly.
Which is a total crime, because it's like, how is it fair that the banks that you're like, if you take your money, what bank do you have a bank? Do you go to like a major bank? Yeah, they all like invest in private prisons, which is like should be illegal. Right. Like there should be no private prisons. That's insane. Like why is it even allowed in America? It's crazy.
Judges and lawyers.
It's right. This is exactly what you're speaking about. It's like it's a transfer of, they took the slave system and they just renamed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the way that this country is ran, is completely not by the people and for the people, and I feel like we are so pre-consumed in trivial stuff here in America that,
How about that chair?
Now that was a good fight. I felt like I was at WWE, the chair match. I was like,
right?
That's one of those things, like, bro, y'all jumped on the old man, like whatever happened to y'all happened to y'all, like elder abuse, like even it don't matter, like that was elder abuse right there.
What are we talking about? What is this?
It would have been just as wrong if it was a bunch of black dudes who done jumped on the old white man.
Like, bro, y'all should not be out there committing elder abuse. And I think, like, the fact that it was an elderly man, made it easier for all of those people to come together and, say like, hey, we finna tear this MF down, because there's so many people who disrespect our elders. Like nobody respects our elders anymore. And bottom line, it shouldn't have happened. Y'all shouldn't have jumped on that old man. Like for every action is equal or opposite reaction. It is what it is. Like, I don't even believe that was an act of racism. It wasn't black against white. It was a bunch of young people who jumped on the old man. And, it just happened that it was other melaninated people who came to his defense.
Because nobody said that white people couldn't join in and beat up the people that was blocking the boat. You feel me? That jumped on it. You feel me? It's just that they didn't happen to jump in. It was just.
But like, why did they even have to resort to violence? Like if somebody's blocking my car, I gotta like.
The old man expressed like, "Hey, move around." He was accosted by these three men, and
now, mind you, that old
that's so screwed up though. It's like
he's the co-captain of the boat. He got off the ferry to then move their boat 3 feet up. Mm-hmm. So then the ferry could park, because it's a whole nother. All those people that was right there on the line, they was waiting to get on the boat when it docked, while the other got off.
Yeah.
So it's like nobody's above.
Yeah, it was
rules,
just it was a bad situation all the way. It was a bad situation all the way around. More of the.
Yeah, that shit turned racial. It turned racial as soon as it started being 5 people on one. Then
that's not appropriate. Even in any situation, right? Like even in any, like, I would be like, why? Like, come on, get off somebody. Like, how is that solving the problem?
Yeah,
it's like what you were talking about. It's like it's like that's crazy.
It was a crazy situation all the way around.
It's like, what are we solving our problems through violence for, and then ganging up on somebody? That's Chris nonsense.
But what is
that's crazy.
Yo, everybody's aware that they got the Fed Now joint. They killed the Cash App boy and the Venmo boy and all the crypto people, and the Fed Now is out. So the same day that R.I.P. Cheese, the same day that Gilly's son Cheese was assassinated, that's the same day that they dropped Fed Now. Boom! But everyone's talking about the entertainment,
exactly,
and they don't
talking about what's important. It's like commerce. Like say I wanted to just give you $1,000 right now, right? Just because, and say you had zero income and you had no money, and you was getting, let's say, Section 8 and food stamps and stuff like that, and they was giving you all this stuff for free because you had no income. And then I'm like, oh, that's my boy. I want to give him $1,000. So now they're looking at that $1,000 that I just gave you as a source of income. So now they're tracking every transaction. So they know I gave you $1,000, you gave me 5, he gave her 20. They know the date, the time. They're tracking what we're purchasing, and they're like,
We've been trying the whole time.
Yo, my bad, Coral and Ray. I just want to let y'all know that this whole entire time since we added them back in, we've been going back and forth trying to send y'all the request. They keep saying that y'all
are unable to join.
Y'all can't join or something. But
it's like,
because it sounds like you was on the
I
phone.
don't feel like no government should have that much control over how people use their money. Period, point blank. Like, my money should be my money. And it goes back to the Bank Conservation Act, you know, back when we first got sold out to the Fed as a country, where they basically made it illegal for private citizens to own gold. And they came around and they rounded up everybody's gold except small jewelry like a ring or a pair of earrings. And that's how, like, the Binions, I don't know if you remember the Ted Binion murder that happened about like 10, 15 years ago, where the lady murdered him, and they had a mine, and they had all these gold and silver bars, and the United States government was able to confiscate all of that gold and silver from the Binion property because it was stamped during a time period where it was illegal for you to basically keep your gold and silver tender. So we've already been in a situation as a country where they took all of our money. They decided to take all of the money, you know what I'm saying? And they're doing that again now. So now when you like have a government in control of your money, they could cut your shit on and off. So now they cut your shit off, and now you can't go to the store. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make everything digital.
To speak about what you're saying, like, they can, like, it's called civil asset forfeiture, and what they do is they basically can just take your cash at any point now. It's like a huge issue. Yeah, just speaking about what you're saying, it's like the piggyback.
It's a bad situation.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm traveling cash, they can just take it, and they'll say, well, this might have been, we think you were using drugs. And it's called civil asset forfeiture. And it's like this, it's been all these court cases. But just to piggyback on what you're saying. Yeah.
You seen what they did to Kanye's money when he spoke out online?
They did. They froze like $2 billion of Kanye's money just because. But the thing is, they should, whether it doesn't matter what you view him as, nobody should have the right to take your money and freeze your assets. Nobody should have a right to. I should not have a right as the government to decide I'm going to come up in your house and decide I don't feel like you need to have that $100,000 hidden in the shoebox, so give me all of your money, and I basically essentially bankrupt you.
Mostly they do it when you travel, like, out of your house and you travel in your car, you go to an airport.
Like if you have more than $10,000 in cash and you going through the airport, they consider it money laundering, so they will take your cash at the airport.
Yo, all you gotta do is ask Dr. Sebi. You feel me? They took it. Dr. Sebi traveled from one country to another with 30,000. They said he a drug trafficker. They put him in jail. He 80-something. He died.
Yeah, like because it's a money grab. You know what I'm saying? You got certain power players in the situation, and these have been the people that's been, you know, power players since the beginning of time. Like, you gotta look back, you know, when J.P. Morgan and Rothschild and Rockefeller and all of them were starting out. Like, they were the first people who decided to transport oil by way of train instead of in a barrel. Oil is still sold by barrel, but it's basically transported in, you know, big tankers and stuff now. So they came and they made millions and millions of dollars because they had a more efficient way to transport fuel. And then we're in this country where we
Rockefeller refined the oil. But so
like the country is controlled by an elite few, and I feel like not enough people, like, we're so busy race baiting each other because we want to make the vast majority of issues a racial issue. But when you take race out of this,
or gender baiting, because now because poor black people and poor white people, or middle class black people, middle class white people already know we on this. It's almost the same John. We might have different issues, and you feel me? Everybody's scared of nobody likes thugs on either side. You feel me? So good old fashioned people who want to be with their family and be safe and just enjoy the beauty of life that we have. we know that
and you
that
can't
shit is
really race
fucked up.
bait no
You
more
feel me?
because so many people have mixed races where you got the blacks mixed with the whites, or mixed with the Asians, mixed with the Latinos, mixed with the Africans from various parts of the continent of Africa. You even got some mixed with the Australians, you know, so the Native American Indians. So almost everybody has basically mixed with each other anyway. So America is such a huge melting pot of people. You can't even really pin the race on somebody, because I know so many white women who have black husbands, they have black children. I know so many black men who have, you know, white kids, Latino kids, children with black women. I know some who got little Blasian babies walking around. So like you definitely can't race bait no more, because this newer generation of people, they're not looking at race like the people in the times of Martin Luther King and stuff. Like all of the people who are like the main, like the stone cold races are people who like age 60 and up. So the people who are like stone cold races is damn near dead anyway.
Or they was not, and they was trained. Because it's not because those people got children. Those people's children most likely have the same ideologies or whatever. These are the ones that's being ushered and stuff like that into the Senate. It's just not enough of them. You feel me? Because if it was so, because they tried to, even though they tried to take the video of the Montgomery Brawl down, but they couldn't because it started being a whole world type of thing. They try to make it a race baiting thing, but the white people of the world that ain't had nothing to do with it, they're watching on the outside. It's very, 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 very few. It's like 1 out of 100 of them is coming to condemn like what happened. You know what I mean? They're like, I see so many videos of people that are not black celebrating it, the situation, as the first time ever that they've seen any type of retribution, in a sense that we seen a bunch of white men jump on black men all the time. We seen that 1,000,000 times, and it never ended like how that video ended. You feel me? It always ends in someone almost being dead for real. We seen it go all the way to death. You know what I mean? And so for it didn't even go to death, and then people of the non-black race calling those people who wouldn't move their boat thugs and hoodlums or whatever, and disassociating themselves from that group, instead of like, oh hell no, let's go pitchfork Montgomery or whatever, or do some whole other shit. You know, it ain't that type of
like
party
you have,
no
like,
more.
it's a
You know
whole
what I mean?
group on TikTok of this white people, like they're making compilations of these videos where white people are basically condemning the people in the brawl. Like it was one that I saw, a lady that picked up her chair, was like, I got a chair, if you need to borrow it, my chair fold, it got this, it's heavy, it got, like, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, because I think we're at a point where nobody condemns people doing, you know, nonsensical, ignorant behavior. Like it don't even matter what color you are. At some point, somebody has to, you know, be the adult in the room and just say, hey, this is wrong, right? And you have to address it like, this is wrong. So I think it's a great thing that you do have non-black people coming out condemning the actions of those people who attacked that man. Because
and that bringing back what we were saying earlier, because truth is truth, and at the end of the day, it don't matter again which is skin color is. That was wrong.
Yeah,
we all
like
know
no
that
matter
was
what
wrong.
skin color you is, like right is right and wrong is wrong. So seeing non-black people say, hey, this is wrong, when, you know, people just automatically assumed that it was going to be a whole big old racial issue, and it was going to be a bunch of, you know, whites versus black, and it was going to basically restart the, you know, a race war and a civil war. But I'm glad that most people have gotten to the level of maturity to realize it's way more important shit going on, you know, than us race baiting each other.
Yeah. That's why we don't even be having the gender conversations like that and shit. Like this is my first time ever even having a.
I was curious if you guys. I was curious if it was a first time thing, or you guys, right?
What you saying?
No, I'm saying I was curious if it was a first time thing.
Yeah, nah, this is my first time ever even having an open discussion on
that's cool.
On gender and all that shit. And that's probably because I don't got no physical store for everybody's support.
You know, and I don't think it's We weren't trying to have no smoke all on your live and stuff. You know, I'm just very passionate about how I feel.
Nah, the smoke lit. That's the most. Hey, we just started going live, but that's the most people I had on the live.
This is the type of stuff that we really want to talk about anyway. You know what I mean? Stuff that's real, that we facing every day. You know what I mean? And hearing other people's opinions and letting them voice themselves as well. Like,
yeah, and our stream, just to let you know, this whole stream, we've been going live for 3 hours and 3 minutes,
right?
Which is past our time.
So let me in.
But
it
nah,
won't work. I don't know why.
I don't know why it's
we
not.
We probably have to do it again the same way we did it. Restarted.
Yeah, and what was?
But yeah, we've been on
Petty
YouTube.
Officer Rod. Yeah, but we live right now on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. So this same exact stream is on all of those platforms on our Uptime Mic page. And so, and it's saved. Once we end a live, then it's saved, and the record will show that we had these discussions on this Wednesday, and it'll never be deleted, you know, unless Twitter takes
Yes, correct.
Yeah, it's just, you know, like I think it's a dope thing that you guys did, especially since it deviates against what you guys typically do, which is open mic and, you know, highlighting artists and, you know, talking about music and stuff like that. So I think that, you know, it's a great thing that you guys are doing. Like, I would join again if y'all guys, you know, had another live. You know, I'm always down for a friendly debate, you know, but like I do try to be respectful. So like, you know, I wasn't trying to bring no disrespect or no to y'all live.
No, that one was
I hope people didn't get upset. People were getting like.
Yeah, it was definitely healthy, and I feel like it was definitely, that was the most.
That shit was heated, but it's because it's two friends having an ideological difference, and we're all witnessing it live. So
I'm
like, two people.
Oh, it's cool.
You know, that's still my little homie and stuff, but it's just that, you know, like I feel how I feel, she gonna feel how she feel, you know, and you know, like at the end of the day,
that's why I pull B-boy up. I'm like, all right, hold on, let's get a little add another.
I was like, I didn't even want to say anything because I didn't want to like make it worse. I mean,
and then you know, she still don't understand how disrespectful it is to use people's government name on the internet.
All right.
So are you from Philly? Or are you from?
Her government is actual Coral. So I guess if she used her government, she want everybody to use their government, I guess. But I'm originally from Chicago, but I live in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Word, why'd you go out there?
Like the snow, like I hate it.
I feel you. I'm from the Northeast, and I'm in Little Rock now, so I feel you.
Digging the car out of the snow, going to start the car, waiting like
I feel you
get
completely.
Skirt off, like bring me out here to where like my winter is like a spring jacket.
Mild, I feel you. I'm in Little Rock now. I'm from Philly, so originally,
You're not in
Northern Jersey, whatever, but to Philly. To now, I'm in Little Rock. People are like, why are you in Little Rock now? I'm like, nice winters, no snow, no digging out my car in the.
That was like the same thing. I was so tired of them snows, like just snow and cold. Like I was tired of being cold.
Listen, in Puerto Rico, I've been here for 18 months. The coldest has been was 69.
Man, that's
right. It's like tropical, clearly.
That's the whole vibe.
That's not beach weather.
Have you learned Spanish since you've been there?
Pure tropics.
Poquito español.
A little bit. She said a little bit.
Aprendiendo español.
She said, I don't know.
She said, I don't know.
I just know how to rap Spanish because I listen to so much Spanish music. Like, I have a good ear. I can, like, if you put on Karol G album right now, I will sing along bar from bar. And then I'm just so
that's awesome.
Think that I speak Spanish because I'm at all of the concerts. I'm at the Bad Bunny shows, J Balvin, Karol G, with my little Colombian flag just in there lit.
I started thinking you was the
when I pretend to be Latino, because I'm like, okay, since everybody is trans something, so I'll be transracial today. So I'll identify as a Colombian because Colombians are like Native Colombians. They're like Dominicans. They're dark skinned. Like they all straight black.
Black. My man in Colombia. My man in Colombia Colombia right now. He said the whole Colombia is dark skinned black.
Of course.
You feel me?
We the
that
global
whole
majority.
shit
That's
on the
reality.
media, on the media is totally different.
What's up, 615?
But yeah, I identify as the blood of Solomon.
And look,
so
I identify as being a part of the tribe of Judah.
You got.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Look at that.
You see that?
What happened?
Somebody in Little Rock that's on the live.
Nihan. No.
Oh yeah, that's this Turkish chick that like was trying to reach out to people on Reddit, and so she I was talking to her and she's cool.
Okay, shit. So she came because you on the live.
Yeah, she's like following me everywhere.
What y'all say?
I was up here.
It was a vibe. I was in shoes like 3. It was crazy when you had to get everybody. I think it's El Playboy. Where's that at?
Okay.
Then.
Cash. Yo, anytime y'all come to Puerto Rico,
San Juan.
you feel me? Y'all got. We
in Rio Grande now.
We lived in San Juan.
We used to though.
For a year.
How far is Rio Grande from San Juan?
It's like 30 minutes. We live in the rainforest. We got a mini mansion, an acre in the rainforest.
What?
So
that's wild. So are you growing your own food, or what are you doing out there?
We're starting the process.
Oh, that's cool. So what? Okay, cool.
Coconut. Wait, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just listening to you. That's cool.
Yeah, we got coconut trees, bananas, sweet plums, aloe, oregano, pomegranate, basil, bananas.
Y'all got everything.
Sour sop.
So did you just bring the money that you had, or are you also able to find work out there? How does that work?
Yeah. Entrepreneurship is the same. Yeah, I came out here with a little bag, but it ain't nothing like, we got WFAs. When you got transferable skills, you could work anywhere. You feel me? Like I'll take a camera to anywhere and make a bag just by taking pictures. People want to take pictures, and then I send it to them instantly. So it's like, you feel me? I was gonna come out with some courses too on probably like a dozen ways to make 10,000 in a month offline, because a lot of people be talking online too, cool, but like she was just talking about earlier, the human interaction and the networking, like the real actual physical, like being out, like, you know what I mean, instead of being online and waiting, like you could go get it wherever you at, wherever market you at. You feel me? You could solve a problem, you could solve the need and go get it, and people will pay you for it. And so that's what we try to show people, or not try, because we was in Philly, we helped start over 3,000 businesses, or my bad. We helped start over 1,200 businesses and elevate or increase the professionalism and status of 3,000 businesses. You feel me? Increase the sales and the brand recognition. So that's what we do. She a brand professional.
Nice.
And I do sales and marketing and advertising or whatever. But I'm a top sales person. But we wanted to serve the artist niche because of the whole starving artist thing, and then people not recognizing Philly as the artist capital of the world when it really is. And then when people leave from Philly, they don't want to support Philly or create any funnels or avenues back for Philadelphia.
For actual creative economy.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, I was just thinking about I was just thinking about how all these talented people I know who live in Philly, and it's like there's no like money for it unless they got grants from the city or something. You know what I mean? Like it's like, why don't, like, because there's all these guys I know who either dance or whatever in the dance scene. There's no money. Like nobody's getting paid for that. Right. And it's like they're doing like they're so talented. It's amazing. So I was like, how do I I was like trying to think, how do I get these people like paid? You know? So it was hard. It's like if you can't get grants or
they got become. So we was turning rappers to rapperpreneurs, singers to singerpreneurs, poets to poetpreneurs. You feel me? Regular people that's coming off the street just to entrepreneurs, painters to painterpreneurs. Whatever skill that you have or whatever that you do as your hobby or whatever, even if it doesn't pay, especially as a performing artist, if you could grab someone's attention, you can raise their energies. All you have to do and this is esoteric money or magic money. You raise people's energies and then you bill them. They want some of what you have, and you bill them. You got to have something to bill them. It doesn't matter if it's cookies that your mom made. It's like, yo, hey, I'm performing my album about to drop or whatever. You could go stream this, but my mom made these cookies. You feel me? So I'll be right there on the corner when I get off stage if you want some of these delicious cookies. They're $2. Or I got T-shirts with my name on it. It's this. Or I got this sticker. Or even this performance.
It's no call to action.
This performance is sponsored by, because you don't even have your own T-shirt brand, because she does, or your other friend does. This performance was sponsored by so-and-so, right? This brand, right? And so we got the shirts over there, right? And so all of these different types of things, and creating, like she said, that call of action within the within your performance or after will eliminate your starvation, for real. Like, because especially at a lot of these pay-to-play events, because if you really want to get into in front of the big stages to have the most people, the most crowds, you're gonna probably have to pay for a slot if you're not influenced, like if you're not already known. Because I pay. So you could make your money. You make your money right back by being great, captivating, and then telling them that you have something to offer. You know what I mean? And then offering it right then. On the spot, or creating an online community. It's just so many different options that for artists to have, like, because people would, even painters, they're like, oh damn, they don't want to sell their print, their original, because to them it's really worth $1,000 or $400 or whatever, or $2,100 or $50,000. So it's like, oh damn, now your whole art studio is full of $50,000 paintings, but you ain't even made $50 this month off your art. So then how about you just turn your art to print, right? And then now you could sell cheaper. You could sell a print for $10 or $20. Now that's even way more affordable. You put it in a frame. Now
right.
They'll pay $35 for it in the frame, and then it's the original. If you want the original, that's $3,000. This right here is the same image. Just 35. You know what I mean? And just 10 of those, that's $350 a week. That's $700 every 2 weeks. That's $1,400 every month. You feel me? Part time, just as an artist, by just prints. You know what I mean? And $500 makes different. Like 95%, according to the IRS, 95% people that filed bankruptcy last year would have never filed bankruptcy if they had an extra $500 a month. Because $500 is not going to change your life, but it does change your lifestyle. It increases lifestyle, especially part time. So I teach people how to make that extra $500, minimum, a month by doing something that they love, but up to $10,000, a month by just getting it consistently. She's been a full-time entrepreneur since 2013. We met in 2017. I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2013 as well. But where we met, like the first time I seen her, I was on stage, and I seen her on the stage.
Oh, really? Where were you performing?
At the Fire.
Oh, word? Really? Okay, yeah. My friend used to be the sound guy there. Dino.
Yeah.
Okay. Guy with the long red hair.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about? Right. Yeah, the Fire's dope. Yeah, I love the Fire.
Yeah, because before we started our, the Fire was only that even had a consistent open mic. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that wind? We live on the mountaintop, like 14,000 feet above sea level, and the wind and the ocean are literally right there. And sometimes it'd be windy.
That's wild. Well, we get tornado. I hadn't never seen a tornado live, so that was like a new thing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know what I mean?
It was crazy. When you saw it. Was you scared a little bit?
It was like it was like, oh shit, it's right there.
Oh, okay.
So then it was almost like, yeah, it was like weird. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Any bands? Y'all know any bands? Like,
do I know any bands? I know a lot of bands.
Yeah, we know a lot of bands.
Only bands I know of right now offhand is what's that group? The Levites.
They still together? That's what's up.
Yeah, the Levi's, they be performing at Dialogue.
Yeah, Dialogue, also another great spot.
Yeah.
If you just want to perform real quick and get something off, like Dialogue is cool. Because people have been having a lot of consistent events there.
Yo, Billionaire Cash, where you located at?
It's Church.
Oh, Church?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. My bad. Billionaire Church. Oh, he from Philly?
He the Bros.
He the Bros?
Yeah.
You, Sweetie Lily.
He said you want to perform live. You want to perform live tonight? What's good? Come through.
All the performers are popping off.
Yeah, 3 hours in. Okay. But definitely marketing yourself is important.
Yeah, the fire. I forgot about the fire. Great spot. Dalek is also a great spot. Fume, wait, what was the other African restaurant right there?
He said what?
There was another African restaurant like a couple blocks east on Baltimore.
Oh, you talk about Atiola's?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they changed the name of it. Yeah.
It was like,
but more close. By 45th, they must have changed the name of it.
Was it vegan though?
I don't know. They changed the name of it though. They probably had changed ownership that place. Yeah, because it used to sell burgers and stuff, so they must have changed it.
Oh,
ain't no joke.
Oh, you're getting like severe turbulence, huh?
The door just flew open, but our ducks, because we got ducks and chickens. So the thing about Puerto Rico, it'd be rain in the rain. We actually in the rainforest, so the whole Puerto Rico not raining. It rains every day for real. It's misting in my house right now.
No, I believe you. It's all like you're in the tropics, bro. You're getting like all tropic weather, bro. Yeah, I feel you.
Raining through the house, you gotta close the window.
Yeah, man, it's tropics. You're in the tropics, man.
So
you're in the heat of it, man. You're like, it's like tropical storms are like major. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It just all it is.
But it'd be so hot. It'd be worth it.
Bro,
no, I feel you. Yeah, I feel you.
Outside right now, chilling. My cats.
Yeah, I mean, I love that weather because my grandfather used to live by Miami.
Oh yeah.
So it like kind of similar weather, you know what I mean?
Same weather, bro.
And I'm used to that weather, that humidity.
Yeah, I had
that thick.
Drinking more water, like you don't be.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I know exactly how that feels.
Yeah, I'm putting.
Scottsdale. I've never been to Scottsdale.
Yeah,
that's a dry heat.
Right.
Yeah. I was born in Cali. So that dry heat. I'm a West Coast.
Word? Are you from South Cali? Southern Cali?
Yeah. I was born in Anaheim.
Oh, really? So you were born in Anaheim. What put you out? Like, why'd you leave?
Bro, I had shit, bro. My mom, she married a boy. Like she met somebody when she was 3 months pregnant with me, and then after I was born, they got married. He was in the military, and then I just was world travel.
Oh yeah, military.
So that's how.
Got you. Yeah.
That's how I lived overseas. Like grew up, and so that shaped my perspective. So when I came back to the States, it was like 3rd grade. So that's when I first came back to the States. And that's also when I learned I was black for real. Like, I was like a black man. I was shit. This is different. Huh?
Where did they bring you overseas?
Oh,
Germany.
Well, I used to live in Bahrain, so that's an island outside of Saudi Arabia.
Right.
I was there from kindergarten to 3rd grade, but I was in Italy. I was in England.
Oh, that's wild. So like you have basically you're everywhere, and you're shaped by this. That's cool.
And then once I came to the States, I just continued to travel. We would travel as a family or whatever, but then as my adulthood, I just traveled. So I've been to like 35 or 36 states and like 12 countries.
Wow. And then why did you just end up you liked Philly that much? You're saying
I was
to stay
Philly because I was doing a community service job for God. I was doing the 7 years of sweat.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of this.
I ain't never grow up in the trenches. You feel me? Like I ain't never. I wasn't like I had friends and stuff like that, but I ain't never like grow up in a city. I never lived in a city. I never like whatever like.
Yeah, right.
And so I knew I had some. What brought me to Philly though was marketing, the NRG. You know, when they switched the AT&T to NRG, and so they paid me like $7,000 to move to Philly and run this be the marketing director for PA, Delaware, and Jersey for NRG and their sales or whatever. But but then I had stopped doing that shit because I was already an entrepreneur, and I was like, damn, I'm about to do all this work and build their whole empire over here. I built my own joint. You feel me? And so I had left.
And no, I feel you. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And so. Yo, so we about to get off this live, but I had just I don't want to get off without giving some buyers some.
Yeah, thanks for everybody coming on, and dude, seriously, appreciate what you guys used to do. Throw the music back. That was awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate. Yo, hold on, this other person sitting there trying to. Carl don't get drunk. What's up?
No problem. What she talking about?
Yeah, you know, that's like that. Doing is just drinking and.
That's true, girl. That's all y'all do. Tell her what you really do, Coral. Tell her what you really do.
Yo, we've been live for 3 hours.
Yeah, appreciate all. Great diet. Help stay on. Keep going.
I don't know why your audio is all.
Because I'm over here putting some stuff through the juicer.
All right, cool. I'm about to try and reset it again. See if these other people can come on. It's not letting us bring more than 3 people on for right now. I don't know why, but it's people. It's people still. Everybody that's watching the live is waiting to be on. So
we'll see you guys later.
Yeah. I'm about to click y'all off. Love y'all. It was a good build. Hopefully y'all chop up anytime.
Yep.
So so we reset that. I promise we did 3 hours last Wednesday, and we said we was gonna do 1 hour today, and it said we've been live for 3 hours and 24 minutes. So that's what's up. Let's see. We'll see who we can add. Okay, everybody, we're gonna try and add.
That ain't work. No, that ain't work.
They say accept.
I accept it. So next time
we gotta invite. Let's see. Invite.
They already sent the join. Alright.
I don't want to act up.
They say Coral join. Chat joiner. They say.
Yo, Chach, we added you.
There's only one.
We've been drinking.
I'm crying. She turned.
I've been drinking.
She turned.
No, so you gonna rap?
Ain't no rapping. But I will play music. Music.
Trying to add everybody up. We trying to add everybody on this joint that's trying to rap. Yo, Mir G, you trying to rap?
No. But I am a good DJ, so if you give me a minute, I'll play music.
Okay, here we go. We got somebody. G's, Mir G's, what up?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, Mir, good.
What's up, bro? How you?
Hey, bro, I feel awesome, bro. I feel powerful and getting better, bro. You should be at.
That's good shit. What y'all doing on Saturday night?
Oh, I can see on here. Here.
Yo, we doing yeah, we was doing live performances, but that shit ended up turning into a podcast, start getting deep earlier. You trying to spit some? You trying to spit some?
Yeah, I spit some for y'all. Oh. That's why I joined on here.
I stay stationary.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you gotta stay stationary because your connection a little blurry.
I got you. Give me a second. I really want y'all to hear this, John.
Let's go.
That's the right energy. I was so hyped. I really put this into the video. It was the oh, so here. That's why.
No.
Is that it? I feel like if it was that receipt, then that shit.
All right, while you waiting, I'm about to spit. I said, what's fear but a broken home? Born in a devil's world, that's why we feel alone. Smoke weed every day, stay high as a drone. Drink liquor every day to stay in my zone. Used to think I was special because my rims was chrome. Then I was down bad and couldn't get a loan. I grew my hair out but couldn't buy a comb. In the streets, so my own, no calls to my phone. Life's hard as stone. I wish it was foam. I wish I had my dad, but he always been gone. I ain't even meet him till I was grown. He don't even know my daughters. Guess they postponed. That's a sad ass verse. God's still real and in charge of it all. Yeah, he went on. But it's hard to have faith when he lets you fall. And it's hard to stand tall when you feel small. The world took my innocence, it's like protocol. Mama gave me basketball instead of books. When I didn't make the league, I grew into a crook. I could have been a chef, I'm a great cook. But instead I cooked crack, not a good look. Fast money selling drugs, many risks took. Grew up on gangster rap, lived out every hook. I was facing life in prison when I got booked. Shackles on my wrist, shackles on my foot. When I beat the felonies, they were shocked and shook. Then I had to change my thoughts and my output. Found out I was a king living like a rook. Glad I found my righteous mind before I got smushed. You feel me? God's still real and in charge of it all. But it's hard to have faith when he lets you fall. And it's hard to stand tall when you feel small. The devil took my innocence before I could even crawl. Feel me? God's still in charge of it all. You know what I'm talking about? That's them soul bars. You feel me? Nobody, we trying to accept people to come on. I don't know where everybody went. I don't know where Coral went. I don't know what happened. But hey, yeah, it's that time. All right, so this is one joint I think I'm about to drop. I'm about to spit this. This is fresh off the press. I don't even know if I know the lyrics. But I said I'm accepting y'all joints. Yeah, I'm accepting y'all. Yo, Prophet Keith, what's good? Yo, I said, yo, how I start that one joint? I said, the PARTY is OVER. KLX, the best rapper with the most bars. I'm serious. I'm a star. Leon got the best vision for Earth. Elon got Mars. And I'm here to testify. God's still in charge. I've been through the crucifix. Keep my scar. Oh, all right. You got the DJ equipment ready?
Yeah. I go old school. Turn around. Turn my camera around.
90 feet till infinity.
I'm old school. You know I'm old.
You are not old.
I feel old. For women, I feel old. You know, women we feel old, a little older than men.
Listen.
But I'll tell you something now. The older I get, I'll tell you this, the younger I get approached.
meaning when I go places, they'll be like, "Oh, you're like 21, 20." It's like, "Oh, thank you, sweetheart." Actually, I graduated high school 13 years ago, sweetheart. You have no idea. I'm old.
Yo, you talking over the music.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Like they blacks are crack, but
Oh, I got brought back to the show as a reoccurring actor. Plus, he's got the Rugrats going, so it's like even better.
They're the only ones working, so.
I try to.
Oh, I didn't even get it. If I saw it, I would have popped in. Cool. She's playing her Souls of Mischief, her late night tunes. I like that. I used to love that track.
Not that you know Soul Mischief.
Oh my god, I love that track. I used to hear. This is like the scene I hang out with. They're all playing that. Souls of Mischief, Hieroglyphics.
You know, his head to the side. You feel me? You do tricks with your head, bro. Like you be throwing catching it on your head.
Maybe my former life.
Word. Yo, you.
I mean, I hang out with musicians. Like I said, the guy who you talked about the fire. The guy who is the sound guy there. He makes music. Do you know the guy with the long red hair? Yeah. And we used to like do shows there. Yeah.
Yeah, when I met Mel, she had performed. She was performing at the fire. Well, actually, I didn't meet her there. I met her I seen her there because I didn't see her performing. But when I was performing, I seen her. I was like, oh, I'm going to go talk to her as soon as I get off stage. But then, gone.
It's fun.
So it wasn't until like 3 weeks later at this other, you know how Philly during the summer days, so they have a block, in a block or the festival. So I was performing at a festival, and he was running a fashion show for that.
At least he's playing Eminem now. Wait, what is he playing?
Everything. I got a similar mix. Everything.
Oh,
mix max.
Wait, I can't tell. No, that's a female MC. I couldn't even pick it up over the bad. Instagram's audio is so bad, so it's like hard to pick up.
Yo, that sucks. That I mean, I like talking to y'all, but it was not letting nobody.
I think it's.
But today was a good live, though, for real. I didn't
even want to say anything because I was like, I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, middle of
I didn't want to like make it more ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a good discussion. Like ones.
It was. Yo, you was here basically from start to finish. Y'all both was here from start to finish. Y'all definitely been on the live for.
Yeah.
What do you guys usually have?
Here the whole 3 hours with us.
Right.
Well, this only our second live. Like we try to open joint where people could perform or say they art or music, but don't be that many artists coming on that's trying to perform and say stuff. So, but we was gonna go live anyway. So it ended up being a dialogue because it was artists that came on. They was in the studio. They performed their song and then got off. And then it was basically only me and Coral in the live, and then I added, started talking. Then once I added her, then we started talking.
How did you guys get
Diamond
on the
came
train
in,
issue?
and then
life. I don't know.
Or you guys? No, I'm sorry. You guys were talking about like the Bible and trans, and it was like
that was good old Diamond. She started off with.
I was like, somebody's screwing each other here because I was like,
right.
Okay, this is how it started. I asked because Coral is in the military. So I had asked her. I was just doing
military. That's how we had a military conversation. And then she chimed was like, "Oh, the military and the gays." I was like, "Oh Lord." But
it was like trying to be right.
It literally escalated quickly.
That's why I was like, dude, this is getting like way I didn't know if you guys knew. I was like, do they know each other? Or what's going on?
No, I've known her. Like I said, I'm 32. I've known this child since I was 16. I've known Salita over 15 years.
Yeah,
literally cool. Over 15 years. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I mean, when I known her, I was with her. She was my ex-girlfriend at the time, so we loved each other.
So y'all was lovers. You better fucking stop. Oh my gosh! Now the truth comes out that night. Oh, so you mad she don't like girls no more? She's not even. Right. Never.
He's playing with you. He's playing with you.
No, I'm saying like I've accepted her through all her stages of growth, through religion, through everything. That's why the conversation was very awesome. That's what happened.
Oh my gosh! How about we got ex-lovers?
But it was just like you guys were like
debating. I was in a conversation with you when she chimed in. I didn't invite her. She chimed in on her own motherfucking cord.
Then you didn't. You were like talking about the Bible, how, and then it was like, yeah. No, I meant you were saying how you don't like how people quote the Bible. That's what you were saying.
Right.
I was listening. Right.
Started with the Bible because she's changed, like as she should. You know, I'm like, people can change for whatever reason. Right. She's found this and good learn. You know what I'm saying? But don't on verses that are beneficial for you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying to her.
Yeah, that's on that. Oh, Whitney, what's good? I'm sorry, Whitney just dropped in. Yo, hey, how you doing? Right. Ew.
Oh, Jesus.
That's crazy. No, Whitney, Mr. Doodall's queen, yeah. Nah, she had so this boy, Mr. Doodall, used to come to our events, and they had a baby. They had a baby right towards the end. So I was asking her. She already gone. I put her on the spot. You know how you get on the live and then you think that you're invisible, and then they be like, "Yeah,
girl, we need the girl. Hit that request, girl. We see you."
Yeah. She already left. She bounced out.
She talked about it.
But yeah, all right, y'all. I'm about to shut it down. But yo, I'm trying to talk to y'all. I feel like we can all talk. Endless conversation for real. Y'all the type of people I'll be
I'll go to
open-minded.
Inbox y'all my number. I'm gonna inbox you because actually I might be in Philly this weekend. So, Bob.
Hey, watch your.
I'm usually in the DC area or what's it?
Cool. But we gonna have. Oh wait, yo. I think that. Wait, you was breaking up?
It's just Instagram, yeah. It's probably Instagram's breaking it up, but or her connection might be.
Cool. Yo, boy, we could you know a bunch of bands, bro. We could like tap in, probably like playing something out here, like we could just like promote to all the bands that we know and see people trying to do like a show in Puerto Rico, and we could just plan it out and like sell tickets with some profits. I feel like that'd be dope.
Yeah, I wonder if these people would be willing to travel to Puerto Rico though. That's the problem.
Hey, well, you never know if they don't have that opportunity.
Yeah, I can definitely reach out to people and ask them for sure.
Yeah, because even if it's not those particular immediate people that we was just thinking of,
dude, definitely. That's a good idea. Yeah, I feel you. That's a good idea. You could do a show. You want to do it in Puerto Rico? You're saying that?
Yeah. Because our space here, we could fit like.
Well, how much is the plane ticket
like
to Puerto Rico?
From Philly round trip like $120 or some shit sometimes. Like, but you could get out here as cheap as like from Atlanta. Like, all right, let me see. Where are you at right now?
No, I just meant because I'm curious. Like, what kind of bands are you trying? What kind of music are you trying to do?
all the genres, bro. It doesn't matter,
cool,
bro. Artists.
Cool. Yeah, I can reach out to. I'll definitely reach out to people, dude.
Yeah, we could do something. Look, so yeah, the flights from Little Rock, cause it's got to do a stop. It's like 300. Damn, that's crazy. You could get to. They could do a round trip. You could do, bro. You know you could do a round trip to Denver for $68, bro.
That's wild.
Little Rock. You got Orlando.
That's wild.
$102.
What's crazy considering the gas prices? Because my friend was like, the gas prices were like $3.28, and my friend was like, "Oh, come drive to Virginia," and I'm like, "Dude, it's like the gas prices are prohibitive, but the plane prices are so much cheaper. It's funny."
Yeah, look, Philly. Look, round trip, Philly to San Juan, $143.
Oh, that's not that bad. I'm just trying to think of who. Like, I know DJs. Who else doing? I mean.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We don't got to
that's a
plan
good
the whole
idea.
joint today.
So I'm taking you seriously. That's a good idea.
Send me your number in the DM.
For sure, bro. Dude, again, props on the music promotion.
Oh yeah, nah, for sure. And Coral, I see you in the
You're on Eastern Standard Time, right, bro? It's like 2:00 there. You're running an after party. Your after party hours. Yeah, you should. Yeah. I'm about to go. I gotta go. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. I'm in Central Time right now, so I'm not East Coast. So I'm like an hour behind. Yeah. So yeah, get some sleep, dude, bro.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Good building with you.
Peace out, big boy. Nice chatting with you.
All right, for sure. Peace.